if I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody. Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
Ready, we ready, we ready for y'all. We ready, we ready, we ready for y'all.
Coffee time with Berserker and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is Berserker.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.
Good morning. It's coffee time. Let's run it.
Yo. What up, pimp?
Dude, this coffee's bomb.
Nothing gets between me and my XRP.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What up, Buster? Good morning. Happy coffee time.
Chilling, man. Feels like the old days. Just me and you.
Just me and you.
Let's run it.
Everybody's in Vegas. Shout out to the Vegas crew. Shout out to Bag. Shout out to Nerdy. OG, all the pimps. I hope you're having a blast out there. I hope it's a good weekend. Happy coffee time. Welcome to a live community chat where you can talk crypto, talk red pill, talk whatever you want, and you can join too. So let's go.
And you could join too. Yeah, I was a little jealous, man, seeing all the pictures and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. But I also was like, a little worried about, how much everything is, because those tickets are like $3,000. A lot of expense, especially if you go to the after party. I have a cat here. Her name's Emmy. She's angry as fuck. There we go. Good morning, everyone.
Meta theory, that May 31st thing with the dam and Rainbow River was some bullshit. I don't even know what that was.
It was a meme. It's the meme where it shows the dam with a city in front of it. It's like a cartoon. It's just a picture. And then there's like a river behind it. And they always put like labels on the dam, on the lake, and on the town. And there was some meme that Musk did. He's like, watch out. It was like May 31st. And I think it was just him making fun of June, which is Pride Month. Saying, watch out. The dam's going to break and all the woke shit's going to come in. So, but people were expecting more from that. So that's what he's talking about. They were thinking it was an XRP thing. Shout out, everyone. Also, hella bullish. Uphold made an announcement trying to create yield for XRP working with Flare networks and F assets. So our Flare bags are about to moon. So there's a confirmation there. Flare's about to moon.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's like 1.5 cents right now.
Hopefully we just kick off a little run.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully ZBEC is the beginning, not just going by itself.
Bro, I think
That would be fun.
we're on the fucking the eve of everything exploding. Everything. I firmly believe just like boom, all of it. So shout out to the chat. We love you guys.
Zerps and slurps. Holla. G stacks.
What would they call them? There's drops, and then there's what's the stellar one? Sloops or some shit. Stroops. One of them is a stroop. So 1/1,000,000th of 1 XRP is a drop. XLM has another name for their own drops. So it's pretty crazy.
Did you guys see WCT Wallet Connect go down like 50%? I bought some until I figure out why, lol. Dude, I don't even know what that is either. Maybe I need to start studying in crypto again.
Right.
Or
shit.
just the regular Wallet Connect. That's just the regular Wallet Connect?
I think that's probably what he means.
Huh.
Interesting.
It's go time though, man.
It's fucking go time. Yeah.
We're in June. Shit, we're looking so good right now and we're still chilling. What is ZERPs? I don't even look at ZERPs, bro. 216.
It's been going down. Yeah. My Twitter timeline has been nothing but a bunch of bullshit. And that tells me they're trying to hide whatever the fuck's gonna come out or starting to come out. Trump also posted some crazy ass thing talking about Biden being a clone. That's crazy. On his True Social.
It would make sense.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of videos talking with like him having wrinkles around his neck, and it looks like a mask, and the Balchinian, and Biden looking totally different. Like I totally agree. I remember I used to talk about that. I totally believe that he's different. But why is Trump coming out publicly with this now? Like, is it just more kick the can down the road? Like, distract people with little bits here and there, or is it about to all flood out?
I mean, if that shit comes out, that's gonna be
that's huge.
That's gonna trigger a mass awakening, dude.
It's a big fucking.
But for me, like viewing Biden when he was president and shit, to me it was like they were trolling us with Biden. It was so bad and blatant, like they're trolling us, and there's still people that can't see it. That's how I felt, like, especially when he's tripping up the stairs like 3 times in a row. I'm like, dude, they're just trolling the fuck out of us, dude. Wake up. He was like, come on, people. Like, I don't know, man.
This is it. It's from his True Social. And Trump reposts this with a picture of him with a peace sign. And he goes, also Musk left Doge. And Musk also had the black eye. So Elon had a black eye when he left Doge. Also, there's another thing too with Musk. He talked about using the same bank that was the first Ripple partner. It's like Cross Bank. The same bank that Musk is going to use for X payments is also Cross Bank. So there's a Ripple tie there.
There's Ripple ties everywhere.
It's fucking crazy. But this is what he posted. He goes, there is no Joe Biden. Executed in 2020. Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Democrats don't know the difference. That's what Trump fucking posted on his True Social. Like, that tops the cake, dude. It's a big deal. That's no fucking accident. He's our current president. It's not like he's, a former president or something like that. He's our current president posting shit like that. Like, okay. Well, first of all, that proves that cloning continued since Dolly the sheep. How in the fuck, like that literally strips all of humanity and their belief that we're the only organic, God blessings to the earth. Like we were born natural. You know what I mean? Now we eat literally. So that's just one thing. Robotic engineered, soulless, mindless. What the fuck? Like if there's robots that advanced, come on. It'd be more acceptable if he said AI, but because none of us have met Biden. We just watch him on TV. I don't know, bro.
Totally
Seems like
different, dude.
something big's coming.
Like when you watch him in the 90s and 2000s, it's like totally different guy, man.
Totally different. You talk about Biden.
Yeah, then, you know, he had surgery and then that. It's like, shut up.
That motherfucker was a hateful motherfucker, too. When he was a politician back in the 80s and 90s, he was the one with the crime bill and all that. Remember the original shit?
Yeah.
He created the crime bill, which threw like the majority of the like African-American male population in prison for like minuscule shit. That was the crime bill. And what's her fuck was behind it too. What's that bitch?
Oh,
The fucking politician bitch that ran for president.
yeah. From
forgot her name
California.
already.
He was like district's attorney, right?
Yeah, I forgot her name. I already forgot her name.
Fuck her name. She's a piece of shit. Who
Fucking
cares?
piece of shit.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
sucking on Willie Brown.
Willie Brown, bro. Yep.
Sucking Willie's Willie.
Yeah. Turple XRPLE. Turple Exurple. Turple Zurple. Turple
Purple
Zurple.
Zurple.
I've been a Q tard since 2017. Yeah, we all cut our teeth on that. And I remember when Q was posting in like 2020, and I was watching that shit on the boards live. I was like, oh, he posted again today. Okay. But like, yeah, you're an OG. 2017 is the early days. I didn't find out about it until 2020. So, but Q officially stopped posting in 2022. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that FBI thread got me into it.
That was
Like-
prior to Q.
That was prior to Q. And then, yeah, I was in Q like at the beginning, but I was sort of researching just conspiracy shit. That's how I came across that FBI thread. But once I saw that, I'm on, bro, that's so blatant that it's probably true. But that's where I think it's there's a nice window for this shit to like get better, dude. But that's where I think it's the consciousness thing. Like by them, just even XRP, higher conscious people are grabbing it, right? So I think we're just like, even with these shows and shit, we're just collecting like the spiritual gangsters together. You know what I'm saying? We're getting them all together, and then everyone is going to get promoted. With money's going to be part of the promotion, but I think that could be a big change. They could generate so much money and just take money out of the system to where it's not even important, and then people could actually find out what they're meant to do and have time to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be the shit right there.
So here's the AI breakdown of that the agent. So the agent on 4chan. So essentially it goes in 2012. The 2012, bro. That's back in the day. 2017 is when Q started posting. So the agent in 2012, Michael Skurba, a Department of Defense graduate, allegedly posted a top secret report on 4chan, which he claimed was a release of information that should be in the media. The post was titled "Julian Assange is my hero," and included comments about bombings, civilian deaths, actions, terrorists that reported to the media. However, the post was dismissed by other users as fake and gay. And the document reportedly went 404, website not found, shortly after the initial post. 4chan is anonymous, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The CIA has not been directly involved. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So there's the fucking deep state cover-up disclosure. But yeah, bro, it was there. It was a big-ass post. But that was in 2012. That's a big deal. That's way before Q. But yeah, someone did do a big ass thing. I can't find it, but I'm sure I can. If I look on other browsers and shit.
Bradley BQ and Bearable Guy are one and the same. Timeline fits. That's what I felt like the first on the castle pick. I'm all, bro, this is like Q shit right here. It was like all connected, like but
we got Chris. Shout out you guys out in Vegas. We got
shout out to
OG.
Chris.
Yep.
Yo.
Yep.
What up, OG?
Turple Zurple says Mr. Pool as well. Yeah. Mr. Pool. Fucking. There's all kinds of them. Bearable Guy. It's all the same shit.
Buckles, any speculation on a time frame of the Uphold Flare staking announcement? When can I stake my XRP? Yeah, I don't know. We're about to find out. Shit's starting to move though.
Later this year, we'll pop. Everything will go.
Romeo,
I don't think it's.
what up, pimp?
Hey,
We're
Romeo.
16 minutes in. Should we drop the gates?
Yeah, let me do that.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Cool. Happy coffee time, everyone. Welcome to a live community chat. We talk XRP, we talk crypto, we talk red pill, and you can join. Click the link.
Mitch Holder. It's the first time I think I've seen you comment. Love y'all. Yeah, man. Good shit, dude. Thanks for commenting, dude. It's good to see let us know actually new people are watching. Not that you're new, you could have been watching for years, but once you comment, you feel new to us. So
Mitch
appreciate
Holder.
that, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Jeff-
I mean, we've been bullish for a long time, bro. I feel like we're in control at this point. $2 ZERP.
Yeah.
We're coming into June. It don't matter if it's November. It don't matter if it's next month. It's coming.
Well, you called, I think years ago, you called July. So I think maybe June. I mean, they're kicking the goalpost down the road a little bit, but June, July seems bullish as fuck. I could have swore it was now, but we got Dahmer. Heard Uphold will do airdrop this month for. Oh, that's fire. Okay. We also got that. What's this fuck? Midnight. Hodgkinson. That's an airdrop too. For all the ZERP heads. But we got Dahmer. He goes, you guys think there will be a moon party 2026 even if moon?
I don't know. I don't know if Baggy wants to do like the concerts anymore, but we might do a meetup or we'll figure something out, man. We'll see what happens.
I agree. It might be a lightweight one or one where you got to like validate. You can't be a fucking piece of shit. So,
hey, here's another name. Dr. McLovin. What up, pimp?
Dr. McLovin. Oh, look at that.
McLovin was here.
That's fire. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
You
we
go to
tried,
Bitcoin.
man.
Of
I mean,
course.
we're even like, you look at people, there's still some worldly ass people out there, bro. Like, you know.
What do you mean by worldly?
I
I
think
mean, like
we're
people are asleep.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, even people that are just, you're doing what the Matrix says, like you could be successful and you're working and you're trying to build your retirement. You're still a lost soul. You know what I'm saying? So
It's a failing.
even when
venture. You're
yeah,
like
that's
paddling upstream. You know what I mean? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I
Even-
mean, that's probably, money's probably the biggest distraction, bro. I mean, they get us to, I mean, I went like 12, 13 years, 70 hours a week. But I was like that. Like, you know, you don't have to go that hard, but why? Like, if I had days off, it'd be like, I got no fucking money. What's the point of having days off? I'd rather just work and have money when I do have a day off, you know, but I'm so far off of that. But, you know, I'm glad I did that because I learned some shit. It's really like everything we're learning is for this moment. That's what I feel like. Everything I've done in my life is about to go through XRP and Bluminati, and we're about to fire out of here. and we've been like sort of waiting, but at the same times, I feel like we're gonna go hyperdrive, like those
Hella big.
those flat airport escalators where you're walking hella fast. You know what I'm saying?
You look like
barely-
you're flying, dude.
Yeah, and people just they're gonna regret not paying attention.
That's a beautiful
Because that
analogy.
red pill, that red pill is hella aspects in your life. Is the red pill? I mean, relationships. There's red pill channels for relationships, and you got all the simps and boss bitches just dating sites, and it's everyone's lost in the sauce, bro.
Trump says he wants his shit on his desk by August. So that's like the deadline. And that's for all the crypto recommendations. I don't think he was very specific about that, but he's been talking big about the big, beautiful bill, and that shit's already done damn near passed in both the houses. So he's just got to sign that. So takeoff, like rocket off, takeoff is sooner than August, I believe. So June, July. Yeah.
November ISO adoption, then moon. I still think we're ramping up.
That's conservative, but most
But-
people do that. They tell themselves the worst case scenario. They tell themselves the worst case scenario versus the best case. Best case is now. But worst case is, at the end of the year.
I was lost, now I'm found. Yeah, dude. It's I think
Lagarde
just the word
said-
truth.
Well, Lagarde said the European dollar or euro, the digital euro, launches October. So we've got several months, dates.
John the Farmer, Zebek has been a nice play. Thanks, Uncle B. Yeah, get you a new fucking lawnmower for that farm now, bud. Let's run it.
I like to mow my own grass. That's beautiful. We got all the music by Bagman. Thank you, sir. We had no extra bullish hour because Bagman is in the thick of it in Vegas
I
For
was
the-
on there
conference.
reporting for duty, though.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't sure if he was going to cancel it or not, but
Yeah.
They looked like they had fun, man.
If you own ZERPs and you're here, congrats. You're on your way out of the slave system governed by the slave morality. Amen. Hopefully you get that crypto mom one day, D-Cartel, Salmo.
D Cartel, you asked about a SAC meetup. Man, we're not doing nothing at this moment, but I wouldn't mind doing another one in the future. That was pretty fun.
Bradley B says Berserker Babe meetup. Yeah, that means all you OGs before we moon got a fucking Berserker Babe. There's only 200 of them. I think there's some left. There's like 30 or 40 left. So yeah, that's a good idea. Only the fucking Berserker Babe holders can meet up. That's good. Yeah, we got lots of big moves coming up.
Hey
Claire.
guys, you remember this one?
We got to go to YouTube and click on it
Yeah.
and then share screen. But yeah, that agent, that CIA agent on 4chan was like the precursor to Q. And then you had like, what is it? The Magnificent 12 or something like that. That was another one. Cicada was another one. All the early red pill shit prior to Q.
Yeah, I think it's that I think it's clarity, because you can only get to clarity through truth, so I think everyone had that some part of inside them that made them want to search for truth, right? And then the more truth you get, it's really how you're ascending, because you're just more clear about every aspect. But best decision I ever made was being a conspiracy theorist. you know. And then when you do start,
agree.
because I mean that was like what, 8-9 years ago, when I was just lightly into it. You're already getting backlash from the Matrix, you know. But then, and I was a people pleaser, you know, and people think, oh, you're nice or whatever. But it stops you from giving a flying fuck what these clowns think, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you're just like, I don't even want to hear it. Because all the clowns will smile in front of your face, you know, talk shit behind your back, but
it keeps you.
You're a clown, bro.
It keeps you true to your purpose. When you're a conspiracy theorist, you stop giving a fuck, like you said. It's huge. And look at us, dude. I got buddies, I got friends, man. I got you, I got all the other homies that come on here. Like, it is what it is. And it's like,
why? Go ahead, sir.
And I was just gonna say, it's like what we've done here with this show is give people enough of a voice and a platform and hope, and enough of not being alone in waking up, that it's kind of like allowed everybody to kind of stay true to their course. And so essentially this show helps battle all the NPCs in everybody's life. Makes them think
it's like padding against the Matrix. It's like a little cocoon, you know what I'm saying? Where
it's a safe space. Safe space. We
so
should call a show safe space.
And they're still watching news, man. And it's not like Fox. I mean, they watch like America, I don't know, some other channel. It's better news, but I'm like, dude, I can't even do this, man. I'm so far off of that. But, you know, when Trump ran the first time, I was still watching news, you know, and then once he lost, I turned off the TV. I was done.
Yeah. It was devastating.
And like yesterday, I watched some basketball. That was the first game I watched, bro. Like, and the playoffs has been going. That's unheard of for me. Like, because all my attention before I got into this stuff was sports. Like, you know, fuck sports. Get your zerps up.
So we got a couple of shares. This is this is funny. It's a therapist. How would you describe your mental emotional state today?
Hella funny.
And we got this guy. Put this up.
Scotty XRP Bags is a big time homie. Yes, he is. Smart dude. Smart mother trucker, man.
Yeah. Bags doing a lot for the community. Not just us. He's doing a lot for everybody. He's a good heart, good soul. This is what's his fuck in the chat? Capson.
Okay, let's check this out.
So it's the Federal Reserve. I'm a boomer. Be patient with me. How do I zoom this shit? Control. Fucking zoom. Okay, this is a Federal Register, Volume 86, number 191. Wednesday, October 6, 2021. Holding company and or to acquire the assets or the ownership of, control of, or the power to vote shares of a bank or bank holding company and all the banks and non-banking companies owned by the bank holding company, including the companies listed below. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck this is. Oh yeah, new messages format for the Fedwire fund service. So this is the white paper on the Fedwire system. When is it live? Don't make me read all this shit. It's supposed to go live, right? Fedwire.
So it was like July something now.
Is it July? So July is the month. So that's what Kevson was talking about. Fire, Kevson. I'm not reading all that. Papa, what's up? Welcome. Yeah.
You guys look lonely. I thought I'd come in.
Thank you, brother.
What up, pimp?
Hey, Buster, how's it going?
Not bad, man.
So we got
Come on, Betty.
Let me go to
that's the
bathroom
thing.
real quick.
You're waiting on little stuff. Z-back and fucking the onesie twosies. Well, it's about to all go. All of it. It's like a fireworks show.
I'm on Z-back to go now so I can get some more desserts.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't blame you for that.
Especially with the price the way it is right now. Can't believe it.
Yeah. Is that a turtle duck on the wall?
Not a turtle duck. Yeah, I guess it'd be what people call a turtle duck. My wife shot that. That was her first duck she ever shot. That thing's ancient.
Beautiful. Crypto Sarge. Shout out, pimp. Coffee Time is a vault of information that will be used by many to emulate in the future. Remember, the internet is forever. Fucking A, Sarge. Fucking A.
Hell of hours, man.
Well, it's thousands, but it's one of those things where it's like you can use it as a defense, where because you guys are on here too, we share your comments. So any and all of us can be like, fuck you. I have thousands of hours that said I told you so.
That's
For
right.
years. Yeah.
For the people, oh, he just got lucky. Dub, dub, dar, dar. They'll still be, some people are just, they can't get out of that lack mentality, bro. I've been around it so much, man, where, these people don't even see it. Everything they say is negative. Or the gossipers. The gossipers are talking shit about people. I've watched gossipers build a relationship talking negative about other people, and they think they're friends. It's like, you're not friends, folks. You just built nothing there. You know what I'm saying? So
Not to be a fucking sexist asshole, but usually women have that issue. It sucks. It's unfortunate because you watch women and their friends.
it's both.
It's just,
women, I would be more lenient, but guys do it too.
yeah, I guess that checks, that tracks. But Papa, I'm gonna be a sound Nazi for 2 seconds.
Yeah, you got background. You got a playback.
You're playing your audio through your TV and it's picking it up. So change the settings to your speakers, to your headphones, your headset.
We'll give you.
Got to turn off the Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear us in your headset?
XR Papa got some shit going on, man. Don't fuck with Papa.
Damn. Beautiful. Yeah, Sean T says there's a slight echo. That's what that was. Sorry, you just posted.
It's still there a little bit, but not as
I'm
bad.
doing my audio and see what's going on.
Yeah. Usually it's just your speaker is not your headset. It's something else.
Oh, I know.
Or
I know what I did.
yeah.
Yeah, Michael David. That was probably my. I didn't wake up right then, but I never could forget that. And I remember I initially thought Osama bin Laden, and then as I red pilled later, I was like, dude, they programmed me to think Osama bin Laden, right? Because once it happened, there were holes. Because I remember I woke up early and there was already a hole in the building. But I was already thinking, I was like, oh, it's probably that Osama motherfucker. Like, that's what I was thinking in my head. But I was actually programmed to think that, like along with everyone else.
We all were, yeah.
Yeah. But then
Well, I thought
like,
it was, bro, I'm lucky that I'm a certain age where I was reaching, like I could have gone in at that time, but it didn't happen for some reason to the military, the United States military. And for whatever reason, it didn't happen. So I look at it as a God thing. But you're programmed to think that you're less of a man if you don't do military time. If you're not a vet, you're not as much as a man. That's kind of how American dudes grow up. You know what I mean? And so thank God I never went in. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of vets out there that had to deal with shit like that. And thank God they didn't see war and all that fucked up shit. But like all the vets that went to Iraq and Iran and all that, in Afghanistan, a lot of motherfuckers died for no reason.
Well, if they didn't die, they lost a little bit of themselves.
Well, you go into the military alone, you lose a lot of bit of yourself. You become this like a robot. And not only that, all the shit they inject into you just to get you fucking, just to get you by.
Spent 6 years in there, bud.
Yeah. So Papa knows.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I thank God every day he never sent me to a war zone. He could have. Probably the only time in our history that we weren't in the war was when I was in there.
Amen to that too. Because you're needed now. Papa, you're needed now. The fact that you're alive and you're in this community and stuff, we're all needed. And Buster told me that. Because your initial thought, once you realize what this is and where we're going with this, your initial thought is to hoard, hide, protect, self-preservation. So that's the ghost effect. But we're here to take this and do all kind of good shit with it. You know?
Yep. One people approach me with, I heard you're a conspiracy theorist. And I say, hell yeah. I'm not afraid to think and use my brain. Exactly.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy factor.
Yeah. A truther. It's a truther. I mean, especially now it's so easy to become a fucking conspiracy, whatever, you know? It's so easy because look at what like Trump's posting. And like, look what's coming out, even on the like surface level red pill shit. It's like, look what's coming out. Like we're not yet to like Nephilim eating lizard baby fucking, you know, pedovore shit yet publicly, but we're to a level where Biden's a clone. Like that's a big deal. The president posting that's a big fucking deal. So, and we knew that. We knew that back in the day that like this can't be real. This is a show. They're either actors or masks. But Biden never looked the same as what he did back in the 80s. He had like brown eyes and fucking big ass nose. Real Biden.
In the wrong hand.
Yeah. And he was all fucked up too. He's an asshole. He was a big ass blowhard asshole and he was hella racist. He did the crime bill and all that shit. He was a way different person. Now he's just some dummy walking around. But that's the thing. They said he has like prostate cancer now. But why Trump posting this now? Is it a distraction? Or is it the beginning of all this shit about to pour out?
What timing, huh?
What timing? They're ready. But whether it's June, July, August, October, November, it's this year, but it's when the fuck is it this year? You know? And what is it? Let's define it. So for a lot of us OGs here, it is $50, $100, and we're fuck you money. You know what I mean? But when you get to the thousands, and the tens of thousands, and the hundreds of thousands, like Bitcoin, maybe 2-3 years from now, and that's like triple fuck you money. But like it all depends on what your it is. Define it. It is it for most of us is this year. But for newbies coming in, it is in like 2-3 years, maybe. You know?
Let's go 215.
My it's 10,000 because I wasn't there with you guys. I just got in a year ago.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you got anything around 500, 1,000 ZERPs to 5,000 ZERPs, like that top 10%. Anywhere from like 500 ZERPs to $5,000 or 5,000 ZERPs. You're going to win big. It's not going to be small potatoes. I don't think we're going to crack up to $8, $10, $13, like all these motherfuckers, these conservative people are talking about. No, it's tracking to the hundreds. And then we're going to shortly after that, it's never going to stop. Shortly after that, it'll be approaching several hundreds, then 1,000, then several thousands. All you got to do is hang on. Don't spend it all. That's the hard part.
Only been in a year, but we went hard for a year.
That's a beautiful thing, you know?
Once I saw the light, I raced to it.
Once you get in, somebody brand new, Buster, we talked about that lots of times throughout the years. what your recommendation is of like a starter bag. And then you would tell people what the 10%, like the 2,500, and then
2,500 was what I told people. And then if they get the bug, they're gonna get more.
but even that bag, that's the top 10% in the world. The statistic is still real. In fact, the fucking rich list has lowered. So it's only like 2,100 XRP or something like that to be in the top 10% of the world.
Yeah, the wife's in the top 6% now, so I just got to catch her.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. And that's cool how you guys have separate bags. And it gives yourselves, even though you're spouses, it gives yourselves your own dignity. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because we're going to get to a level where who's richer than the other person. If you're not into like dick measuring contests, there's a certain point where rich is rich. But there's like dummy rich. There's differences. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm going to go to Buster's. I'm going to be eating on gold plates and shit. Like it's going to be crazy. Yeah. But like my ass, I mean, I could afford some cool shit, you know, when moon. Yeah. So
it's like I tell my neighbor, I got him into it, and he started building a bag, and he got in late, so it's harder to build his bag. Of course, I mean, we were in at 50 cents, and he started building this bag, and he got it built up fairly good. And I said, buddy, how much do you need? How rich do you need to be?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's really where it is. It's like, do you know when to stop? Like, meaning you don't ever stop. Obviously, if it's cheap and you can afford it, keep stacking. But there's a point when it's like, what the fuck do you really want? Do you want to support your kids forever, even after you're gone, or do you want to go like grandkids or even great grandkids? Because there's going to be a point when you die and you can't take it with you.
Well, yeah,
you got to stop and refuel. Can we refuel real quick?
Crank up that diesel. Let's go diesel.
Bro, shout out to the chat. We're pushing big numbers still, even though Vegas is going on, or it was going on. But
285 watt.
Yeah,
not bad. You got
appreciate you on those Z-Back, Buster. You betcha. I second that.
Well, shit.
Yeah, Z-Back came through. Like my neighbor, he does Alaskan fishing shit, but he's like, hey man, a guy's bought this stock and he's doubled his money. And I was like, bro, I told you to buy Z-Back before you left on your trip. And right now it's sitting like 7x. And then he's all, wow. I'm like, fuck. He got a little bit of I'm all, you live across the street from Buster, bro. Get your shit together. That's what I told him. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
what kind of neighbor you got anyway?
He's just he's never done none of that, man. But he did get a little bit of XRP, but he don't invest.
Get the link.
Hey, looky there. There's a fan.
What's up, Pips?
That pretty motherfucker.
Oh, look at these Pips.
What up, Pimp?
Oh shit! All the homies.
Hey,
what's up?
Click the link.
We're all just chilling. We just woke up.
What's for breakfast?
Let's go.
What's for breakfast? What's for fucking breakfast?
We're gonna cook breakfast. Someone's gonna make something.
No, man, we called an audible.
Oh, never mind. We called something. No one's gonna make anything no more.
Audible.
But yeah, bro, the event was so wild, bro. I made so many connections. Illuminati's coming on the map. We spoke to Uphold. That's all I'm gonna share. Stay tuned. This is getting real. We're not fucking around. Later, glitches. Peace.
Later, boys. Have a good day.
This is real deal, Holyfield.
Have a good day, boys.
Awesome, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Later, bro. Peace.
Later.
Beautiful. Beautiful fucking. Bro, we got it all figured out now. Look at that. Illuminati's on the map. Uphold. Nerdy's chumming it up with an Uphold. All the boys are there. Beautiful. Cheers. Hell yeah. Shit yeah.
No, thank you. I'll stay right here.
Right. Well, it's fun when you go out.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
when
yeah.
you go out and you have those outings, it's fun. We've done several moon parties. But it is taxing. You get tired as fuck when you go on a trip. But let's fucking go, nerdy. Shout out.
Bradley
Beautiful.
B. I bought my wife's bag at 32. Yeah, I think the last bag I bought was like 37. I'm like, all right, man. And then I haven't bought XRP since. But $2, man. We're over $2 still. Shit. Good
Yeah,
place to be.
well, not only that, Bluminati's also to right is holding.
Say that again.
And, Bluminati's also holding its a decent price as well. So
Yeah, I was down.
good.
I looked today. It was like 3 something, but that's a little low. But hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Good time to buy, I guess.
Fucking Uphold, dude. Integrating with Flare, bro. That's crazy. That revives the Flare bullishness. That's huge. As well as Songbird, you know. F assets on Uphold and shit, like earning yield. And Uphold said their card's coming back too. Remember the MasterCard they had, or it wasn't a Visa, it was a MasterCard, right? With Uphold.
Yeah. But I think they're bringing that back, so we'll see. But all this timing, man, everything's gonna sort of happen at the right time, you know, because it's all planned out. This shit's about the moon soon, bro.
Yep.
It better before my wife explodes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the most bullish. It's super duper. It's ridiculous bullish. It's clown world bullish at this point. X Payments is about the moon too, with the first bank that Ripple partnered with. Like it's all over. It's fucking everywhere. Video games, X is going to be, everything's going to be accepting payments, and it's all going to run on Ripple.
Even the other stuff, the political stuff and all that. We were watching something this morning, and she went, "My God, I can't believe we've been watching this shit since 2017. Really? It's time. I'm over this."
Yeah. Amen. You
go through the
need that.
YouTube realms of different things, like because I was on videos, I was crypto videos for like hard for 2-3 years, but then it just gets really competitive, and then you sort of, I got more into the consciousness and sort of focused on that. But
Speaking of that, Buster, you should go watch. What's his name? The boxer. Dang it, David Rodriguez. You ever watch him?
Oh, I have seen him.
He just did an interview with a guy that was all about consciousness. How he gets his heartbeat down like to 30 beats a minute, or 30 beats a minute, and then he goes into a world that he's seen the firmament, the whole 9 yards. It was damn interesting. It was all about consciousness.
And that's that's like the shaman shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I got into a guy here a while back. His name was Dr. God, I hate it's hard to get, Joe D'Souza. And he had an accident. He was bicycle riding, and the van hit him, and it broke his back. And he laid in the hospital face down, and they were going to do surgery on him, and he didn't want to do it. And supposedly he sat there long enough that he got into his head enough that he healed himself. Now, believe it or not, it was supposedly documented, but since then he's went into the mind thing, and he has a group he gets together with people, and he teaches them how to do it. And you go down in your phases of your mind, or your zeta and alpha waves and all this, gets it down to the lower, and they go into that, where they go and he said they'll be out of body experience. That's what that guy was doing too the other day on Rodriguez, out of body experience. But they would go through it, and he said they would get so much joy, they'd just be out, basically, their eyes closed, the whole 9 yards. But they would, this Joe D'Souza, that they would actually start crying from the joy they saw.
Damn. That's insane.
That's like near-death experience type shit. That's good.
Yeah, that's why David Rodriguez, that guy that did it, he says it's basically like near-death experience. The same thing. You don't, but in this you don't leave your body. You're not floating up like David Rodriguez. He says he's had a near-death experience. He OD'd or something other, but he said what it is. The difference is when you're in a near-death experience, you're not, and it's almost like doing drugs. When you go out of your body experience, you're out of control. But when you do it yourself, like he's doing it consciously, you control yourself. So it's a pleasant experience.
That's
It was
beautiful.
different. I enjoyed it.
Here's a pleasant experience. Bagman and the CEO of Uphold chilling right there. There you go, guys. That's pretty bullish. Shout out, Bags. I was going to read this too. I thought it was pretty interesting. There's a little Twitter post. It's pretty cool. From Time Traveler, welcome. Not welcome, but shout out. When it happens, you need to be alone for a few hours. After you've sold to make the first profit, that isn't even the end game, but still life-changing. When it happens, when you transfer your first big one into RLUSD, turn your phone off immediately, get in or on whatever transportation you have available. Go be alone, either cry, scream, shout, whatever you need to do. You'll have so many emotions running through your body. You're going to feel nauseous because of this. You need to go take some time. Don't talk to anyone. Don't tell anyone. Don't post it. Don't share it. Don't hint at it. Go be alone. To regroup your mind. For most critical mistakes will be in the first 30 minutes. You better listen to me on this one. You better. So there you go, guys.
Yeah, I'll be hiking to the top of the mountain and screaming my lungs out.
Tim Shea, 777 cash out. Appreciate you, Tim. Bishop Thomas, $25 cash out. Bishop, man, you've been shooting some big ass donations, brother.
Bishop, thank you.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah, Flare and Uphold. And you'd think that, that's crazy. Pamy's Flare and Uphold. There you go, Pamy. There's your bullish signal, bro. You were right. You're right all along, brother. I'll give you credit
Never
all day
wavered.
long. Never fucking wavered.
Pay me never wavered, bro.
Bro,
Never.
Flare and Songbird, because that's a Canary network. It's guilty by association. Songbird will moon too.
You mean
So there you
Bags
go.
was right? Bags was right?
Pammy was right. Bags is always right about his shit. But Pamy's a Flare. Pamy is our boots on the ground for Flare. E4 is our boots on the ground for Songbird. So these are there. We have specials. We have specialists in our group, just unofficial. Our group, our guys, they're specialists in particular cryptos. And Pamy's the Flare master, and he's right. So fuck yeah, run it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Come on, Flare assets.
Oh my God, dude.
Need that passive income from my ZERPs, staking, lending. Amen, bro. I don't even think we're not gonna need the passive income. You could just earn it. So you throw a little bit at Uphold, not your whole bag, but a little bit of it, and make it ride. John T, real quick.
Real quick.
What's up, Pimp?
What's going on, fellas? No, I
What's
got
up,
a
man?
rare day where I'm not working while you guys are doing the show, so I thought I should jump in.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's quiet today.
Always good to have you,
No.
Shanti. If you guys don't know, you new fucks in the audience listening, Shanti is one of the oldest OGs of all. He's like Connie. He got shot. He's like CKJ Connie era. Connie Stewart.
Whoa.
Shout out
Yes,
Connie for listening too. Remember Connie?
C Stewart 1022.
Yep. She got shouted out by Bearable Guy a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. There we go.
So I gotta say thanks to ZRK and Buster for the little ZBEC find. I don't know where you found it, but let me know when you find another one.
Proton,
ZBEC is
XPR.
about my last go, man. I mean, I got some other ones, but none I said on air that.
Yeah. I tried to get. I've been having difficulty setting up a MetalPay wallet so I can get the XPR for some reason.
Yeah, Vic Gear, Nina is the ZBEC ambassador. There you go.
Nina ZBEC ambassador.
The ambassador.
Blair ambassador.
Yeah.
4 here. Yeah, I'm saying. Songbird ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah.
And then Island Ghost rocks all the memes. She's expert with the memes on the ledger.
She's Web3 ambassador.
She's Web3, but she's also ADA, bro. She's also ADA.
And Midnight.
Midnight.
Intelligence. Cross-chain intelligence.
Yeah. So, Steph, what's going on with Midnight and that airdrop for all the ZRK holders? When is that happening? And how is it happening?
Well, see, you guys will be the first to know because as they train us, I've already worked it out with Bagman where I'm going to teach him. And then Bagman can make a video and teach you all. So once we learn how to do it, you all will be the first. You all will be the first to know. So, and I know that we are working with YOOOOOO Labs to become a Cardano stake pool operator. So anybody that we're hoping anybody of my XRP community that wants to help us with Midnight to excel with the ZKPs, data protection for XRPL, well, we have to be a Cardano stake pool operator. It's technical shit, but that's what we got to do. But if you're holding ADA, you can stake with us and then get into our rewards loop system that you will be a part of. So lots going on, man. Lots going on. Vegas was great. We had a great time. We were runner-ups for the Shark Tank. Brad Kimes gave us Tex RP and Niles IMU Collectibles. They were the winners and they deserved it. They've been grinding for years on the XRPL, but we were all winners. They're gonna help all of us succeed and excel into our dreams. And shout out to Easy A for a great event.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
recap that again. So
Midnight.
Rob Nichols and Nile, they're IMU TV.
Yep, they got second, and Tex RP got first, which was a $10,000 check and then a $5,000 check.
Oh, okay. I saw the check. I thought Rob won, but I didn't realize.
Well, we all got a check.
5,000.
We all got a check. Everybody that
nice.
participated got a check. So the big prizes, and then they divvied it up to the rest of us in $400. So everybody walked away with a check.
I don't even know what BSL is.
So what was the event? What was the contest?
It was basically a Shark Tank pitch hosted here in XRPL Vegas, which you get up there, you submit a video or things, and then you get to pitch for a couple minutes, and then they ask you questions. And YOOOOOO Labs was there. We participated, and everybody killed it. And I think the way they ended up choosing, because everybody there did such a great job, that I think they gave first prize to the ones that have been doing it the longest with the MVP, and then second right behind it, because I could see thanks for grinding all these years. You deserve the big check. And nobody was complaining about that because everybody was doing that. So it was just basically showcasing what we're building. Everybody was building on the XRPL. Super bullish.
Beautiful.
And we were the last one at the very end of the event. John Deaton told everybody to stick around and stay and wait. So we all got to get up on stage with John Deaton and Brad, and that's how they announced all the winners. Was like the place was packed.
That's
My
beautiful.
Paul was there.
Nice.
On stage with us. It was pretty cool. It was a great experience.
You were
Good memory,
saying,
huh, Steph?
What were you saying, Berserk?
well, I was going to say, you were saying OG getting us listed.
Yeah, OG was literally on Uphold. I mean, we talked to the Uphold people forever, and Crypto OG was literally like, how do I get RDC, UGA, and Bluminati listed on Uphold? He was making them connections, man. He knows the TVL. We were hustling there. It was straight up hustling, man. Bagman, you can't walk 3 feet with everybody. Somebody going, Bagman, Bagman, Bagman.
That's wonderful.
It was awesome.
We got Apex on deck. Long time no see. How you doing, brother?
Apex?
I know how a minute. How you guys doing?
Pretty
Chilling.
good, brother.
What up, Apex? What up?
Nothing much. Just jumping in, joining the show.
Right on.
It's been a while.
Looking fresh, bro.
Yeah.
Fresh and shiny. You got them reflective shades.
Always, man. When I
Alright,
can,
let me-
when I remember. That's
Here, let me match your energy.
I got my
when
Sigma.
did we? I thought we always wore shades on this show, and
We
apparently
do.
that changed, and I'm just the loser now.
No, I fucked up. I'm the fucking loser.
No.
I'm, here, I'll overcompensate.
There we go. There we go. No, I'm doing well. It's just been busy, working, grinding, building stuff, people paying me.
Yep.
And so just been busy. That's all. Hoping I don't have to be super busy as much as I have been too much longer, but I know it's what a lot of us are looking forward to. So
Bro, that's beautiful. It's good to see you. You ready to move? You ready to fucking finally get this done? Let's go.
dude, yeah, anytime, anytime the Dems stop dragging their feet on the stablecoin bill, we can get to market structure and we can all this stuff, man.
So what's the fucking holdup? So the Senate passed. Didn't the House pass? What are we waiting on? We're waiting on Trump to sign it.
So the Senate voted on what I forget the exact procedural name, but
The cloture or some shit.
yeah, they basically voted to move it to where they can do amendments on the bill in an open discussion forum, and that's what I hear they're doing right now. There was a post by, I think Axios posted an article on Friday where they're trying to add additional language into the bill to kind of appease what the Dems are looking for from more of a quote consumer protection, anti-money laundering shenanigans. The whole stuff with a lot of them are mad because of Trump's involvement with crypto, or a lot of like Democrats, that's what they're screaming about. But I mean, this is a stable coin bill. It's not like I mean, you're it's a stable coin, right? So it's not like, oh yeah, I launch a stable coin and now, I mean, the way it's structured right now is they have to any stable coin is going to be backed by either US cash or short-term treasuries, right? That's how it's structured right now, which is good. But so outside of that, it's like there's not really a way that Trump can profit from that, so to speak. I know they're trying to put in a provision where issuers can't issue yield on those stable coins as well. So the thing I'm unclear on is, I know in the past the Senate has passed bills. They say they need at least 60 votes for it to pass, the Genius Act to pass, and then it'll go over to the House. But I don't know, like I remember some bills like in the Biden administration, like they just needed like a simple majority. So I don't know why they say they need 60. Maybe someone can put in the comments why do they need like almost like a super majority or a 60% vote versus just a simple majority. I don't understand that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm Googling every day from a crypto perspective, because I think, regulation, that's really where our next leg up comes from. U.S. regulation, that is. And so if I don't see anything really there, I'm off of X now, by the way. I've been off of X now for a couple months. So I'm not really checking in on X on, the daily, whatever breaking news is on there. So yeah. And so when I do a quick Google and nothing's really happened on the U.S. front, just go back to work. Next day, check again. Has anything changed? Nope. All right, go back to work. That's kind of the mode I've tried to get in.
Very
Instead of
functional.
getting angry and impatient, right?
Yeah.
As to why we haven't mooned yet. That's how I've been dealing with the wait.
You got to keep grinding.
Check out the Uphold video. Pay me, drop the link.
I'm on it.
Hey, real quick, I got a question.
What up, Sean?
What up? How's it going? So here's my question. So what you just said, so Trump's involvement with crypto is that his name is attached to a stable coin?
I don't know. They're just, the Dems are stalling. The Dems in the Senate, one of their objections is we have to have protection so that the president can't profit from this. And it's a stablecoin bill. It's not the market structure bill that will come next. So that's why.
Right. And I know the Dems are acting crazy just to get, clicks and headlines and to get people against the Trump agenda. But even if he sponsors some sort of stable coin or his name's attached to it, the only way you make money is just in fees and trading. You don't make money in when an appreciation of value, because there really isn't any appreciation of value if it's backed by a stable coin, or if it is a stable coin. Sorry,
Right. It's just because it's the Trump name. That's all they care. They don't matter what it is.
Right. Exactly. But I just want a clarification on that, because even in my own family, you know, somebody's like, I can't believe he's tried doing this crypto and now he's profiting on it, and he's the president. And I'm like, oh God. Okay, why don't you just be the Speaker of the House and make it?
So
yeah, why don't you be the Speaker of the House and, you know, get sponsored by NGOs and, you know, insider trading, like real insider trading, before even Wall Street can get a hold of it.
So real quick here,
Go.
shout out, pay me. This is an Uphold announcement. It's a 20-minute video, so we're not going to watch it. But essentially, the summary is: did you miss our panel yesterday at XRP Vegas? XRP community, we've got you covered. Cash back, meme coins. That's the bullish. That's the. Hopefully they post all our shit. Transparency, self custody, yield, and yes, the Uphold card. Boom. So there's a 20-minute video here. Yeah. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, no, I was done. I just wanted to get that clarification on what Trump's involvement was, because I didn't really hear enough. And I didn't research enough either.
That's the narrative they're selling, but that has nothing to do with where this legislation with the stablecoin bill is going. Like, I understand like, if you want to put conflict of interest for, like, I think none of us, sorry, I'm going to assume none of us would be against conflict of interest for our leadership that is writing laws, right? Where they can have information that we don't have. But hey, let's start with stock trading, right? I mean, Congress has talked about insider trading for decades. So it's like, this isn't a new problem. Like, and none of them are going to vote for that. Like, okay, let's just start with like stock insider trading. Yeah, that's never going to go to a House vote or a Senate vote. Why? because a large majority are already profiting from it, right? So
Correct.
It's kind of a red herring to me, and it's just a dumb talking point, which could really backfire. You know, it won't backfire. You know, certainly I think it backfired in the last election when we saw really whether you're Democrat or Republican, like pro-crypto candidates swept here in the U.S., right? If they're not careful, when the midterms come up in a year and a half, like I guarantee like that's going to happen too. So, you know, Chuck Schumer, well, I know Elizabeth Warren was just up for election, so that's not going to happen again. But anyone who's up for election that's kind of spouting talking points that are just like falsehoods and have nothing to do with the issue at hand, like I think America's going to take notice. And they're going to vote they're going to either primary the candidate in the party or they're going to back someone else to actually get this thing done. And it will get done. It's just like, man, would have been nice if this was done a month ago instead of getting done in the next 3 months because of minority of people that are just spouting Democrat talking points that have no context with reality.
What I don't understand is Led Zeppelin says, he goes, Elizabeth Warren is paid off by the big banks and has to be the cheerleader against them. Come on, it's just a mere speed bump. In my opinion, I think Elizabeth Warren is in bed with them because the big banks are in bed with Ripple and its entire new fucking system. So in my opinion, I think this whole Elizabeth Warren thing and all the Dems fighting it and all that, I don't think it's legitimate. I think it's all just for show to make it seem like it's an organic like problem. It's not. They're all in bed together. I mean, I think. But then Alchemist goes, to your point, Apex, crazy that they didn't want blatant conflict of interest and grand criminality through the office. Amen. So yeah, that explains the organic speed bumps. So
no, it's not crazy, but to talk about it in the open when you've been adamantly against it in every other public office and every other administration, regardless of the party, like I don't believe you. Like, sure, say you're against conflict of interest, but if you really are, okay, pass insider trading laws now that don't like on anything for members of Congress, and it won't happen because it's never happened. And it's not going to happen this Congress or next Congress. Well, sorry, I'm not going to say what's not going to happen next Congress. So that's my
I think you're right because
the pot is calling the kettle black. 100%.
No, I think you're right because when it's not good for them, they're against it. But when they're in charge, they're for it, or they don't say nothing about it and let it happen. And I think both parties are guilty of doing that. I heard
pennies in crypto is a result of insider trading or meme coins or what pump and dumps. You want to compare that to the gains that are happening in the stock market, the derivatives market, or options trading on insider information? You're talking trillions, if not quadrillions of dollars, right? It's drops in the ocean.
No, I heard. I got a quick story for you guys, real quick. So there's a guy that radio talk show host in Atlanta, and he, with Congressman John Linder, wrote a book called The Fair Tax. And it was a good book. It was a good explanation of how to do taxes in the United States. And it did end up, I believe, on President Bush's desk. Bush, not senior, junior. And there was conversations had, and everybody's like, "Oh, I like it." But at the time, because Bush was in office, Republican-led, I believe it was actually Chuck Schumer himself. Either that or Barney Frank that was like, "Oh, it's a good book, but we ain't going to vote for that." Now, when the Democrats are in charge, yeah, we'll look at it and we'll pass it. That's how demonic things are. It doesn't matter how good it is; it's just a matter of who's in charge.
Right. Well, we'll go back 8 months ago, right? So leading up to last election, you had people like Chuck Schumer currently is a no, like in the Senate, he's a no on this bill in its current form. But Chuck Schumer has a quote. He has a quote that was talking about 8 months ago that we have to pass stablecoin legislation. Stablecoin legislation, by the way, that was present in the last Congress. So here's Chuck Schumer saying, "Yeah, we have to innovate now. We can't offshore this." 8 months ago in a press conference, and now he's obfuscating, right? 8 months, like completely obfuscating, like not even trying to move the needle forward, right? And to your point, Sean, man, what's changed in 8 months? No, what happened was the Democrats were in control 8 months ago, right? And now they're in the minority. And so now the narrative has to change for, again, this isn't everybody. I'm saying for the whatever, there's probably 12, right? The 12 diehard party Democrats in Congress: Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, Gil Gibran. No, she's one of the good Dems. Actually, I think she co-sponsored the Genius Act. But what's changed in 8 months? What's changed is either they're told what to say, right? Or there's a bigger narrative at play that we don't see. I mean, I don't know how else you do a 180 like that, where you refuse to move it forward, yet 8 months ago, you're saying something completely different, right?
Well, you got fucking Adam Schiff, pencil neck. He flipped on the bill too. He went yay. So that was weird.
Went from nay to yay?
You went from nay to yay, Adam Schiff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go from this. Like this, we've been talking about this on the show for years, but this has a potential to help so many people. If you are pro-freedom, if you are pro-helping the little guy and gal, the poor working class, the middle class, like crypto is the legislating crypto and getting this right in the largest market in the world, right? The US dollar reserve system, the US dollar, like, is critical to that, right? Like, that is what it's about. And how you can, now we can have arguments on the best way to do that, right? But to simply say to not move it forward in a progressive way is the most un-American, unfreedom, undemocratic thing, right?
It's as though they don't like us.
You know, it's like, so if that's them, the only explanation is they're either really anti-freedom. Like, again, I think it's a lot simpler than that. I don't think they're anti-freedom and they're anti-democratic. I think it's simpler than that. I think someone's paying them and they're being told what to say. And so there's, okay, yep, you 12, like Elizabeth Warren or Chuck Schumer, they're being told what to say, right? And so then they say these things that make no sense, that aren't even rooted in reality, right? And it makes the normal person who's even paying a little bit of attention like, wait a minute, like, that doesn't make any sense. There's no truth in that. That's a falsehood, of fabrication, a lie.
Or they're hoping that the little guy is not paying attention and the little guy doesn't notice their flip-flop.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh, dude, we're paying attention. Sorry, we are paying attention.
Fuck yeah, we are.
You know what I mean? It's like, anyway.
So Bradley B, I want to say, he goes, Steph, I have no beef with you, but I've been involved since 2017 and know what I know. I don't trust him at all. Nothing will be built on Cardano. Don't feel like being threatened versus Brad Kind. Don't feel like being threatened, whatever, Brad Kimes. So I think, Brad, I think that, and I feel the same way about Charles that you do. But at the end of the day, I think he was read in. He was part of, I don't know if you remember, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, Charles was read in and he met with Trump and they had meetings. And I don't know if you remember that. Cardano's going to win. All of them are going to win. All of them. There is no fucking, oh, he's a criminal. They're all fucking criminals. They're all going to win, though. Especially Cardano, because he had a meeting with Trump. It's like
controlled opposition.
It's controlled. Yeah, but it's not even opposition. They're all fucking in. They're all in on it.
Fake.
Palantir, fucking the PayPal mafia, Elon, fucking all of them. Every single one of them. Kushner, fucking Diamond, Lagarde, all of them. They're all in bed together, including Hoskinson. So I was also a fucking total maxi where I was like, fuck that, the tribalism shit. I let that tribalism shit go, dude. All of them are going to win, period, including Cardano. So that's what I believe. As of
no, I think you're right.
As of 2 months ago.
No, I think you're right on that. I was going to say, you're right. I think Cardano is going to win. They've been around too long. They've stayed in, the top 50, top 40, top 30 coins. They're building on the platform. Hoskinson is making inroads. He, kind of buried the hatchet with the XRP army and found a way to, navigate and negotiate his way into staying relevant. But I will ask you this question, Zerk. If you own Cardano, what are they, as a layer one, what's being built to help sustain them in the future?
Bro, I couldn't answer that. I haven't fucking paid attention to ADA for a long time because me
neither.
I stopped paying attention. I had a bag of ADA years ago, and
I did too.
Yep, and then we sold it because it pumped. But then I fucking stopped paying attention after I was like, "What the fuck?" Gene Simmons was hired to push it. Remember, or whatever he was. He pushed it, and I was like, "Whoa!" and put a bad taste in my mouth. I sold my bag. I was done. I don't even own Cardano now. I don't. But I believe that it's going to moon just like the rest of them. You know what I mean?
No, I do too. And
this is a multi-chain bigger than we can imagine. Fucking fireworks bomb. This is an atom bomb. It's about to go off. Sorry.
No, when Binance first came on the scene, I'm still pissed off about this to this day, is that I had a bunch of BNB tokens. I had Cardano super cheap. I had VeChain super cheap. I had all these tokens. And then because of people like Elizabeth Warren, if you're a U.S. citizen, you can't use Binance. So then they had to make a shift. And I sold my Cardano. But at the time, I probably had what I thought at the time was a lot. I had 10,000 tokens of Cardano at a penny. And it was like, okay, I'm just going to sit on it. It'll sit there for 5-6 years. It'll moon finally, and then everything will be good. And then eventually I had to restructure everything after that happened in 2020, 2019, when you couldn't use BNB. You had to go to you had to go to Binance.us, which had a very limited supply of tokens to choose from. And you had to redo everything. Those people, when me and Apex were talking about the political wranglings around with Elizabeth Warren and everything else, and Operation Choke Point 2.0, they are that little group of people. All right, that little group of people I am so upset with to this day, because talking about stifling innovation, at some point, based on my thought process and what I chose to invest in or support in 2018, I would be at a different level of the rat race than I am now. And when I mean a different level, meaning I wouldn't be racing so much. I would just be chilling. Go ahead, whoever's next.
You win in the end, man. That's all that matters. You win in the end.
No, I know, but that's still, in the back of my mind. I mean, I don't stay mad all day, every day, but that's the one subject that grinds my gears, if you will.
Leave the sour taste in your mouth.
Oh yeah, it's like going fishing all day and not catching one fish, but you know there's 1,000 of them in the pond.
Yeah, but you can't look at the opportunities you missed. You know, you just beat yourself up too much over it, and you just try to learn from it. You know.
No, that's my point. Go ahead. That's my point. Is it wasn't an opportunity that I missed. I made the right call. I did the right research, but then some funky regulator up in Boston decided that, oh no, you can't do that. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
And fast forward from 2018 to 2025, closing in on 2026. Oh no, it's okay. You can do that. I'm like, really, dude? That's why young people need to get involved with politics, because, and I try to tell this to my kids, is that you don't know this now, but when you get older, every aspect of how you live was ultimately determined by a politician, so you need to be careful who you vote for. I don't care if it's paying $20 versus $40 to renew your ad valorem tax on your car every year. That's because it's somebody you voted for. And I'm not a huge political person. Go ahead.
It really doesn't matter who you vote for. It's who the lobbyists are that tell them how to vote. That's what we need to get rid of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to be fair, I think one thing, again, right, wrong, and different, that the crypto industry did wrong and again, I've been in since 2013, so I've seen some things. But one thing that I think the crypto industry didn't do well was they underestimated the lobbying power at in the U.S. Congress, because like lobbying really in crypto as an industry didn't really even happen en masse, and it's not to the scale that other industries are doing it, but didn't really happen and start happening until what, 2021, 2022. I mean, obviously this last election, that's kind of what the 60 Minutes Brad Garlinghouse interview was. What they were trying to spotlight was, hey, crypto spent, whatever, 200 million lobbying politicians and, or promoting candidates, right? And I think that was something that at the time, crypto industry thought, well, we have better tech and better tech will just win out, right? It's better than what we have now once people see the better tech. But no, what was the narrative in 2013, 2014, 2015? No one's ever going to use this. Only drug dealers are using this. Mt. Gox collapse, right? Like all of that was the narrative of people were laughing at crypto. That they're just, you put your money in, you're going to lose all of it, right? But it wasn't until really, instead of, okay, this game didn't work, of us just trying to influence through better tech. And if this is the game that Washington politics has to play, great, we'll play that game. And so Coinbase starts throwing, lobbying efforts towards candidates. Ripple does. What was it? The Cardano Foundation starts doing that, right? And so they're like, okay, this is slimy, this is dirty, but this is how things get done in Washington.
It took them a while to learn how to play the game. Took them a while to learn how to play the game.
Yep. Yeah. And again, we can talk about getting it out of there, but if we haven't been able to root it out for any other industry, right? I think it's naive. Like at this stage, I think this is just my opinion. At this stage, I think it's naive to think that crypto can just play a different game and get legislation passed in the U.S. I think you got to play the game, the cards that you're dealt, and that's the cards that they're dealt with. And politicians listen to people that are funding their campaigns, who pay for their fundraising dinners, right? Who have offices in D.C. where they can take them out to lunch. That's how the game's played.
You can't go to the poker table and play Go Fish.
Bro, it's more than that. It's not just paying for their fucking lunch. It's giving them tips on the insider trading. It's giving them gifts like houses, free houses, and usage of private jet.
I scratch yours.
Yep. It's big purchases, though.
When you've got Nancy Pelosi outperforming Warren Buffett, you got problems.
We got a lot of arguments today. People talking about whether or not Cardano is a piece of shit or Hoskins is a piece of shit between Led Zeppelin and Steph. Steph dipped. She didn't want to deal with it. I don't blame her. Led Zeppelin, you're passionate as fuck. Love you to death. Also, the crash. I believe that there is going to be a bond market crash because they're injecting that idea into the public right now. So there's going to be a bond market collapse. Regs will come around that perfect time, and it's going to be a matter of within these next few months. You know what I mean?
Watch the 17th of this month. Watch
Ooh-wee.
Japan the 17th of this month.
Ooey. Did I say ooey? Ooey.
Ooh-wee.
So yeah, it's gonna be real quick though. I believe it's like Ellie back in the day, LEET. He used to talk about it happened over a weekend. Friday and the business Friday. We wake up Monday, it's fucking over.
Yeah.
Period.
They call it.
As far as Hoskinson goes, and again, I don't know a ton about Cardano. So I'm not going to comment on it just because I don't know. I know they've got a lot of developers, and they're building some things. But from someone who has never bought ADA and hasn't invested in it, not because I don't think it's a good project, just haven't been able to put in the time to invest. The thing, I think Hoskinson is a brilliant guy. I think he really knows code. I think he really knows math. And he was one, if you don't know, one of the original developers of Ethereum, right? Him and Gavin Wood went off and started Polkadot ecosystem. He kind of split off of Ethereum and started Cardano. But I think the thing that works against Charles is his lack of charisma. And I'm not talking again, this is just someone who's watched him, right? You look at someone like a Brad Garlinghouse, and Brad Garlinghouse, he has the riz. He just went in his interviews, he's well composed. He just has that it factor that you want him talking to bank executives. You want him talking to politicians, right? He just has that. And again, I'm not trying to disparage Charles, but he's more of a geek coder programmer persona, right? And so I think that's the one thing that I would critique Charles on. And again, brilliant guy, but he's just more of a computer programmer than what I would think of as far as the face of a layer 1 blockchain foundation. You know what I mean? So yeah, not trying to throw stones at him.
No, not at all.
Really.
I remember years ago, it's fucked up because there's some weird shit. There's some dichotomy going on. But I remember years ago, I was like, what the fuck is he doing on YouTube? Why in the fuck is he destroying his entire reputation on YouTube? Don't do that. When you're the CEO of a fucking big ass company or whatever, you're the founder. You don't do that. You get somebody who's polished like BG to get online and do it all, or get on in front of the cameras and do it all. But here's the other thing. ETHgate got swept under the rug forever for good. And so that means they're all going to fucking win. It broke my heart because I was a patriot. I was a fucking purist, a passionate purist. And I was also a maxi, all XRP all day, fuck ETHgate, fuck ETH, fuck Bitcoin, fuck all that. No, it's all been read in now. It's all been doctored in. ETHgate got ignored into oblivion. That's what happened. We've tried our hardest too. The entire community tried their fucking hardest, especially Fruition Films. They made the ETHgate film and all that. Didn't go anywhere. Fucking Deaton. Deaton's way better than Pocahontas. But the powers that be made double damn sure that Warren stayed in. ETHgate, it's not going away. Meaning we'll never forget about ETHgate. But once they make us rich, it'll pacify us on a level to where we're not going to want to fuck with those big boys, especially trying to out ETHgate. I don't think it's in the plan to be disclosed. I don't think ETHgate is ever going to see the light of day on a worldwide scale because it's part of the new shit. So that tells me, yeah, everything's deep state. But I've become accustomed to accepting that. So our Cardano, for example, Cardano survives. Ethereum survives. Maybe not all the bullshit Bored Ape Yacht Club shit. Maybe not that, but a lot of the connections and all this is bridging together. It's not all going to run on Ripple. It'll run on everything. Everything will run on everything simultaneously.
Oh yeah. So, hey, Zerk, I just want to say I agree with you on one thing. ETHgate is not going to go anywhere, and here's why. What got exposed during ETHgate is the way JP Morgan and BlackRock and Blackstone and all those other major financial institutions, that's the way they've been operating for probably 100 years. And this was just one little tiny example, a blip on the radar.
Beautiful. Brad B says, yes, Apex, not throwing stones at Charles. I'm throwing shields to my family. There's a difference. Haven't you seen Lilo and Stitch? It's all about family, and Charles is not mine, my opinion. Amen, Bradley. Fuck yeah. I'm not celebrating. I'm not throwing stones or celebrating. They're all fucking, in my opinion, the big dicks, they've all been read in. It's just like Schwartz. A lot of people, they celebrate and they raise up and put Schwartz on a pedestal. That motherfucker had an iceberg in his hand from Antarctica. Like, Ripple's evil as fuck, but we're going to get rich as fuck off of this. What we do with it after, hell yeah, shield your family. Hell yeah. Because we're not big people. I got 40 years of PSYOP. I got 40 years of Cheez-Its and Pringles and fucking frozen pizza and poison and fucking fluoridated tap water and fucking TV programming in my fucking head. You think that I got a chance in hell fighting the fucking masters of this world, the evil demons of this world? No, that's not our fucking job. Our job's not to fight this. It's just like what Duel says. But where we can help, and if we decide to help with our own wealth, hell yeah, help your neighbor. And there's gonna be a lot of neighbors that need help, a lot of people. But I'm hoping that this is so fucking big that the general pop, because like Nerdy will talk about UBI and the class separation. But I think this is going to be such a big deal that everybody's going to benefit from it. It will essentially, yeah, the class separation will be there, but it'll be on a level where nobody's suffering. So for instance, if UBI exists, it'll be enough to where somebody can survive. But yeah, granted, they're living off the government. But then you got the people that actually got the download and are going to moon off of this. We're going to be in a whole nother level. We're going to be completely independent, but we're still within this matrix system of their money system. So how do you do that? How do you quantify this and make sense of it? No, we just keep living and we protect our families and we help our neighbors. That's what we do. ETHgate, yeah, ETHgate's not going away because we'll never forget. But at the end of the day, are we going to champion against them? I think a group is the most passionate in the beginning when it's grassroots. But when money gets involved, everything starts souring. And they know that. They know that. They fucking know that. Who's they, Berserker? The powers that be, the fucking elites. They know as soon as we moon, a lot of us are going to disband, and we're not going to care as much because we're going to be more concerned about our family's health, family safety, XYZ. We'd all have to be like single, fucking no kids, with nothing to lose, and to be complete loose cannons, and to have that passion to be able to make ETHgate stick, and it won't. They've already ignored it into oblivion, and they're about to work with ETH all over. Another thing that made me think that ETHgate is not going to do anything is when they just started doing the EVM. So when Ripple and remember the EVM shit, Crypto Airy started talking about EVMs and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Why are we using that technology? Ripple can literally run it all. And in my head, I started going, oh, fuck, okay, it's all got to be integrated. You know what I mean? So that's why, yeah, ETHgate will never go away, but it'll be like a little trophy on a shelf. It won't, the justice won't be there. It's the same reason why we haven't seen hundreds and hundreds of thousands of, subordinates, but hundreds of Congress and Senate members hang by a rope for treason. It's the same reason why we haven't seen that. It's the same reason why Schumer just got reelected. It's the same reason why Pocahontas is still in office. It's one of those things where it's a fucking sad truth. But I don't know. Hopefully we see some justice, but it might be a sugar-coated surface level layer of justice. And I don't mean to hurt your guys' feelings, but it's one of those things where you have to almost like ignore it in order to not go crazy because we have no control over this shit. You mean, yeah, if we all rise up, sure. But they've made a concerted effort to keep us all asleep to this point. Everybody's still shopping at Target, still drinking Starbucks, still eating baby meat at fucking McDonald's. Until that shit changes, nothing changes. Walmart's still the fucking premier retailer. They fucking literally took over our own small business freedom market that we thought we grew up in. It's gone. It's all monopolies. Everybody has the same cookie cutter shit in every fucking city in the U.S. You got a Chick-fil-A, you got a Popeyes, you got a fucking McDonald's, you got a Burger King. Yeah, some might be variant a little bit, but it's all still the same shit. So we're already in a system that's already being been cut out for us. I believe we're not dead yet, so there's still hope. But I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me rant.
And they, Eathgate, it left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. But in the big picture, it just doesn't matter now. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. We're going to get rich and we're going to focus on our own shit. And hopefully once the dust settles and we kind of put our collective pre-brainwashed smarts together, we might be able to affect change as a group together. And if some of us are like gorillionaires, like multiple billionaires, unless you end up like Howard Hughes and you keep your head about you, you might be able to affect some change singularly. But the chances of that happening, unless we Voltron together, they don't want ETH to come out. They don't want it. It's already out, but it's that same thing I was talking about the other show. They're showing us right in front of us. They're such masters in psychology. They're showing us right in front of us the entire world. This is it. XRP is going to run everything, but then there's enough FUD to where people don't buy in on it. It's the same concept. Yeah, ETH is real and everything, but they'll never pay attention to it. It just won't. It doesn't matter.
Look at all the good news we've got lately for XRP, and the price is dropping. Seriously? I mean, seriously?
This ain't our first rodeo, Papa. You said about a year ago you came in. Fuck, this gentleman right above me, he's been doing it for damn near a decade. And he's seen multiple price drops after the best news you could possibly imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out, Apex.
I'm just immune to it.
And shout out to you, Papa. Sorry.
Older XRP
I wish
holders
I'd been in for a year or for 10 years.
No, you don't. Because this motherfucker, he's been through hell and back.
Yeah,
you don't want to go through the emotions he's gone through. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still good looking, see?
It's
the shades, bro. Don't give him a compliment. It's the shades.
Yeah, because Apex has got 5 years on me, and I've seen a whole bunch of drama too, and it's just like whatever.
And the price,
you hear the good news. Yeah, but that, to me, that's the thing, is that every time we hear good news, the price goes down, right?
Price goes down. Yeah.
So every time the price goes down, I put an extra $20 in every single time.
Yep.
And when people are like, "Oh man, XRP's down by like 5-10%," I'm like, "Ooh, let me put $20 in." And so let's say I've got $100 total in Uphold, right? And my biggest position is XRP, and it goes from $100 to $80. I put in, when I see it, I put in an extra 20 that brings it back to 100. And then the price creeps up a little bit, and then there's more good news comes out, and it goes from 120 back to 100. I put another $20 in, so now I'm back at 120. And that's how I treat it, and I've been doing that faithfully for like 8 weeks since I had a change in my present income. And so that's what I do, just keep buying, won't stop buying, can't stop, won't stop, but no Diddy.
So someone, not financial advice, but been in crypto for a minute. There's two ways that I've kept my sanity. Number one, when price goes down, one thing I remember try to tell myself is value does not equal price. People are obsessed about price. Price is a distraction. You can really ingest that. Price is a distraction, right? What you're looking for is value. So if the price goes down, but the value is much higher than the price, then you always buy or you always buy. Now, if that's not the case, then you sell, right? So don't pay attention to the price, assess the value. That's number one. Number two is have the fundamental change, right? Now, again, and this is true for XRP or any crypto, if you bought a crypto because your neighbor did, because your brother got rich off of it 5 years ago, because you have a hot tip, because someone just launched a meme coin, right? And if that is the extent to which you have invested in crypto, well, then you're probably going to be more affected by the emotions of the price, right? Because you didn't actually research anything. You didn't try to understand your investment. And so you will always be beholden to your emotional state that is going to be tied when that price goes up or down, right? So that's why I always ask has the fundamental changes. With XRP, every time the price has gone up and come down or crashed down, right? I ask myself, have the fundamentals of XRP changed? right?
No.
Because Ripple somehow forked XRP and they're not even using XRP anymore. They've got a new blockchain, right? Has something fundamental changed about XRP? In every case, the answer has been no. So why would I care if it goes down 20%, 30%, right?
Right, because the value is the protocol. That's the value.
Yeah. And then the third is your time horizon, right? If you're like what Sean just shared, right? Anytime the price goes down, I find that as an opportunity to, dollar cost average or lower my dollar cost average, right? If you put in a bunch of money, like your rent money into XRP, because it's got to moon by next month in order for me to make rent, right? And like, of course, like then you're going to be beholden to price, right? But if you're about long-term wealth, right, in any crypto project, if you can see that value does not equal price, have you actually fundamentally researched it and have the fundamentals change? That's how you avoid the ripsaw emotions of crap, it's down 20% today. Crap, it's down 30%. Right? At least that's what I've done. So yeah, we're down to what we get down to? I don't even know what we're at. Are we at 213 for XRP or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
Man, you would have not have survived when, what was it, January 2018, when we went from 20 cents in a month up to 340 all-time high. Within 3 months, we were back down to 50 cents or whatever. Like, that was wild. Like, that's just part of it, right?
Yeah, you guys been doing this crypto forever. I've been in silver since 2008 doing the same thing. Just keep on keeping on.
So, but that's my point, Papa, is like, now I don't trade precious metals. I don't hold precious metals. I'm so consumed with crypto. That's where I am. But like, you've learned stuff about that other people can learn from, right? Just like crypto, like a lot of people are newish into crypto. And when I got in 2013, 14, like, man, we had like the Bitcoin forums and like Mount Gox, right? There was, and so like there was, unless you were, well, I mean, there was really not altcoins in 2013. I mean, like Ethereum was starting to get launched. I mean, there were other coins, but there was like 200 of them. But like, you didn't have spaces like this, like Coffee Time. You didn't have, well, I wasn't on crypto Twitter. Maybe there was stuff on Twitter at the time. You didn't have that, right? So then our goal is, man, do your best to help the next person, right?
Yep.
In what you do know. Because like this space, like Coffee Time, I don't remember whenever we started it years ago, this became so valuable for me in my crypto journey where I could learn from people like Berserker or Nerdy or Sean T or whoever, right? That's what it's about. It's about what you do know, passing that on and sharing your mistakes too. And I remember the first time I moved, I lost, what was it? I was trying to move VeChain. My VeChain from an exchange to a hard wallet, and I forgot the step of sending a small test transaction, and forever I lost. I think it's still there on the wallet. It's about $96,000 worth of VeChain.
Whoa!
A wallet that I did not have access to, and forever it is enshrined on the blockchain as my reminder of a mistake I made years ago. Right?
Bloody battle scars.
So that
is a serious battle scar.
Huh?
That is a serious battle scar.
Yeah, it's only 96,000. You know, but like I could have that haunt me, or I could use that to help share. You know, now every time I move, if I'm moving money from wallet to wallet, even if I've done it before, I always move a small amount, always first. Just
right.
Now I have not made that mistake again because I just
and you will or never will.
You know, and I never will. And I have it. I have that I have it on the blockchain forever. It's locked in that wallet, and I'll never get access to it. Right. So I don't know. Just share your mistakes, and then hopefully other people can learn, and that we can help each other.
Jungle says the rumor is Jerome Powell steps down tomorrow.
Ooh,
that's from Jungle. So Jungle's pretty conservative, so he wouldn't really fuck around too bad. So there you go.
Yeah. Just as a footnote, XRP is at the number 4 slot on CoinMarketCap at $2.16. And to go to what I said earlier about having a bunch of BNB back in the day, when I had it, it was at, I don't know, 10, 20 cents. Now it's at $654. and I had more than a couple thousand of them. So
that was
I'm
one
pissed.
of my first heartbreaking moments in crypto was to see coins like BNB, which is a fucking exchange house coin. It's not even it's not even a utility coin. It's a fucking exchange house coin. And I can understand Solana, but even then I saw Solana, and that's when it was like having hiccups in the network. It would shut down and everything. But like these motherfucking coins going from 0 to like 500 a coin and 600 now. And then you've got fucking Solana went from 0 to fucking 200 a coin. Like these fucking coins are like, what the fuck? If we were at $200 for XRP, that's what tells me it's going to be way, way, way bigger than we can imagine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the number 10 spot on CoinMarketCap is ADA at 67 cents.
Right.
Per.
CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance.
I know.
You got that bias reporting there, so
bunch of bitches.
We've been watching it for years. XRP is the one because it's one of the most suppressed. But there's several that are very suppressed, just like this. Fucking H-bar. It makes me feel better that it's not just ZERPs. It's also H-bar, XLM.
No, H-bar right now is at H-bar is at number 20 at 16 cents.
Fuck the ranking. It's about the price. H-bar should not
16 cents.
Fucking XLM should not be 20 cents, 25 cents, or whatever the fuck it is. It's I can't believe XRP's not back down to 25 cents. Maybe they just had to stop accumulation. Because right now, accumulating at $2, that's hard as fuck for the average bear. For somebody who makes $3 to $4 grand a month, they have zero money to spare.
It makes
Oh no,
it makes
absolutely.
you wonder if they've already purposely priced out retail on them.
They already did. That $2, that $3.
If you're an institution that needs $200 million worth of XRP, like think about it this way: if you're a retail investor that's trying to ride the wave of what will be financial system 2.0, then you want the price cheap, right? For us. But if you're an institution who actually has to utilize the asset to, like XRP, for instance, or XLM, that's about moving money, you actually want less. You want a higher price,
right?
Because to move money with XRP, it's fractions of it, it's drops, right? To actually transact on it. So from that perspective, you actually want the price to be higher because then you need less to move larger amounts of money. If that makes sense.
In anticipation of an extremely high price.
Correct.
They know it's already baked in. They know it's thousands per coin.
They don't care what the price is going. They don't care what the price. They're just using it at any price.
In some cases, they may.
But they're going to need a high price.
Eventually, institutions do care about the price because then they need less XRP to move more money.
Right.
That means more institutions. That means more institutions. Amen. That means more institutions can have little chunks of less XRP to where the entire world, the entire banking system in the entire world, whether it's Federal Reserve System or it's smaller banks and commercial banks, it doesn't matter. They're going to fucking have a chunk and it's going to do what it's supposed to do at an extremely high price.
Yeah, that's what David Schwartz said he said if I'm an institution, right, and I need to move $1 million, $1 million, I need $1 million worth of XRP. So if XRP is 20 cents, right, I need a lot of XRP. But if I need to move $1 million and XRP is $1 million, I only need one XRP.
Yeah,
right?
but what?
They're still moving the same value.
What's real world?
Right.
What's IRL, real world bank to bank, large bank to bank, or governmental bank to bank transaction size? It's not $1 million. It's like fucking 50 million.
Yes.
75 million. Like that makes your case even more solid to where it's gonna be a stupid ass high price. And this is a concept we've been talking about for years. Sorry.
No. I was going to say what Apex was saying is that in his example, to move $1 million, either you need 20 million XRP to move $1 million, or if XRP is worth $1 million per token, then you only need one. So to substantiate everything you guys said, you're
talking about
right.
at 20 cents. You're talking about at Apex's example.
Yes.
20 million ZERPs. Fuck you. That's a lot of fucking XRP just to spend $1 million.
Yeah, when there's only what 99.9 left XRP sans burns, right?
Well, let's move the decimal.
And there's a burn rate.
Let's move the decimal. let's move the decimal. It's $2 currently. So you're looking at what, 200,000 XRP? Even that's
Correct.
a fuck ton of. Even that's a ton of ZERPs for $1 million.
Yeah, what
You know what I
we've,
mean?
we've essentially 5x since November on XRP price. So that means institutions would need 5x less XRP than they did 6 months ago to move the same amount of value.
But they haven't even
So
flipped
whatever-
the fucking switch fully yet. Once regs are good, it's over.
One thing we haven't even talked about is that if a financial institution, if they need 20 million XRP, regardless of price, that's capital that they have to hold in their back pocket. And if the price of XRP, as it goes up exponentially, that's less capital they have to keep to the side. So the higher the cost of XRP, the less they need of no-show accounts, which is the goal anyway.
Bro. And that's the thing. That's just ZERPs. I think it's way bigger than that. I think globally it's going to need all the chains.
Yeah.
All the networks. And so it's not just, so here's the thing too. They've been putting fucking, hold on, nerd. They've been putting, let me throw you on. You're loud as fuck though. You got background. Tell the guys to shut the fuck up.
What up, nerdy?
What up, nerdy?
There we go.
Yo.
So, but here's the thing. They've been throwing around the word payments hella big lately. Katie Vance. It's gonna bring our payment system. Blah 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 blah. Payments. They've been saying payments. We know that ZERPs is payments. That's the specialty for ZERPs. So all the other networks make. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you guys noticed. This is a subtle. Ripple rebranded ODL. It's not called Ripple ODL. It's called Ripple Payments.
Yeah, because payments is the base layer of everything. Go ahead, nerdy.
I just wanted to come on real quick and give you guys some super sauce.
Sauce it up, bro. What's up?
Live here on Coffee Time.
Fucking run it.
We were there at Apex, and then CME was talking, and he was saying that they made because they were talking about price and the true price of XRP, because someone asked this question over there at the convention. They made a 7-part report that's unreleased. They valued XRP at $5,400.
What time frame?
So do with that what you want.
Probably
Man,
overnight.
that's high
overnight
even
when
for
all this
my
shit pops
estimates.
off. What's that?
I said that's high for my estimates. Man, I'm just
That's a
hoping
fucking
for $15 XRP. That's all I need.
So
But
somebody, let's
go
say,
higher. I'm fine with that.
for example, somebody's got, let's go little guy. So little guy, and that's even hard as fuck to get that now. 10,000, right? What do you say? 54?
Yeah, 5400.
You got 10,000 ZERPs. 10,000 ZERPs at $5,400. You got 54 million motherfucking dollars. That's just ZERPs.
That last pop a long time.
We got fuck yeah, Will. We got Fox News substantiating the Trump post. Trump shares post saying Biden was executed, replaced with clones on Fox News. Like, you can't make this shit up, bro. Like, people are fucking awestruck. They're like deers in headlights at this point.
Hey,
The sheep read that and their brain can't even compute it.
we
I
told you
was
so.
hoping that was the
Hit with a
Babylon
2x4
B.
and it
It sounds
wouldn't
like a
register.
Babylon B article.
It looks
We
like
co-
a Babylon Bee bar, but it's official Fox News on Twitter. Sorry, go ahead.
But we told you so. We told you all of it was a stage. It's not like we were just bullshitting you. We told
Yeah.
you. We told every single one the truth, exactly what's going to happen, play by play, timeline by timeline, year by year. Yet here we go.
I love you, nerdy. I hope you're having fun in fucking Vegas.
Fuck yeah! I just want to stop by and drop some saucers real quick, show everyone some love. But yeah, peace out,
Bro,
See you
that's
guys soon.
insanity. Those are big dicks too. CME group. That's no joke, dude. That's
Yeah, bro,
big
I was
dick.
having
What's CME again? What's CME? What did they just do recently? CME did an
group.
ETF, right?
Yeah, they did a futures, and they're the
Futures
one
XRP.
responsible for the whole 589 stuff.
So the $5,400 was spoken about on stage by CME.
Yeah. So
That's not
And then-
some cocksucker in a back alley telling you this.
and then
This is a
Uphold
motherfucking
said,
yeah.
well, Uphold said they'll give you 4% cash back on direct deposit. They're gonna bring back the debit card, and they have a credit card coming, something like that, and they're gonna offer you staking rewards for your ZERPs. So Uphold is basically going to become, so everything that's happening in SBI and in Japan with SBI is going to happen here in America, and Uphold's going to usher it in. So don't be surprised if they offer like retirements, get paid in retirement for your XRP, because
Yeah,
the
but they're only
payroll
doing
thing, no, the payroll thing, the 4% payroll, you're getting 4% back in XRP.
right, which is bullish, but at the end of the day, it's still 4%. So they're setting that ceiling at 4% when we've been talking about 8 to 10%. Fuck that. I'm not custodying shit unless I get 8%. Remember? So they're cutting it off
They're offering
4.
4%. You bet they're making 8 to 10.
They're making a grip. Fuck yeah, they are. But here's the kicker. Nerdy, I love you. Thanks for the sauce. But here's the kicker is that Uphold's starting this shit off. Uphold's starting this shit off. They're gonna do the cards and everything, and they're gonna fucking give you yield. You would have to custody with Uphold, where they're gonna make 8 to 10%. They're gonna get you. They're gonna give you 4%, which is good. But like,
we have to understand that XRP itself is it's not just a token; it's collateral, and everybody wants collateral because they can use it as leverage. So they'll do loans, they'll give you staking rewards, they'll offer you whatever they need to offer you, but in all reality, they just want your XRP. That's why Uphold does fees in XRP.
why are they siphoning us into Uphold? They're fucking like cattle siphoning into Uphold.
Uphold's a custody provider for Ripple or something like that. Uphold and Ripple have a close connection.
Right. But remember we used to dream and talk about how the big dick banks, BIS, IMF, all that shit, we were hoping and praying that they would do something because it's more societally accepted. But Uphold, dude, no one knows about Uphold. So maybe Uphold's about to be a big dick.
It is.
Is that what you're saying?
I think so
100%.
because IMF and BIS were a bunch of globalists anyway, and they've been. I think they've had their knees chopped down since the Trump presidency, and who's the prime minister in Italy, and even Milei in Argentina. You know, there's been a groundswell across the globe of, you know what? Stop lying to me and let me just live my life.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Uphold, when you custody with Uphold, it's the same as sharding, and you shard your keys just like Ledger. So if you trust Ledger, even though they've had hacks and things, sharding has not been disproven yet. It's just, it's not air gapped, and they own part of the keys. So if you trust sharding, if you trust Ledger, it's the same shit. I just hope they get more secure. I hope we can stake on chain for the real paranoid ZERP heads.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for personally. Sorry, I'll let other people jump on Uphold, but I've seen too many. I witnessed Mt. Gox, Celsius, BlockFi,
FTX. You fucking remember Blockfolio, FTX bullshit? Remember, remember Creds?
Capital.
Uphold still hasn't paid the Creds people back. I think Creds and Uphold owe Buster like 50,000 ZERPs.
And Celsius was a shit show. And I don't like Alex Mashinsky for that, because his backstory said that, you know, Celsius should have been a good platform, but he fucked that up.
Voyager too. Voyager's the one that Bobby keeps fucking yelling about.
Voyager.
Yeah.
So just for me, and I'll be transparent, because if you've been around, you know, I did use Celsius. I used Celsius for about 4 months, and then I didn't like what I saw. I'll just tell you what I saw, and this might be a good red flag to check out with any crypto exchanges you use, where I was transferring off of Celsius from my wallet to a hardware wallet. So when I initiated the transfer, I did get it in my hardware wallet, but the wallet I received it at, the sending wallet was not my Celsius wallet. There was like an intermediary. So even though I still got all of it, that was my first red flag of, wait, this is blockchain, and if it's all my fund, really my funds, and not just a GUI interface that Celsius is showing me, then my wallet should match, and they didn't. And
I remember you telling the story.
And that was the day I got everything off of Celsius. I posted on my X. I said, hey, this is what I see. And this was before Celsius. Celsius, I think, officially folded and blocked transactions, I think, the following July. And this was March. So I'm sharing this story because it was enough funny business, and I've learned enough about blockchain that my wallet should be my wallet, right? So if they say this is my wallet. I can verify it on chain. And then when I send it from my exchange wallet to my hardware wallet, there shouldn't be any intermediate hops. And there was. And so that's why I'm a little gun shy over, man, Uphold's announcing this. Again, the only qualms I've had with Uphold, and I've used them as kind of like an on and off ramp. The only qualms I've had is sometimes, not in recent memory, but in high market volatility, I haven't been able to trade. I go to their platform, they say service is unavailable, and they say, hey, sorry, market volatility, a lot of people trying to use our service, right? That was my only complaint on them, but I've seen enough crap over the 12 years I've been in crypto. I've seen a lot of people lose their money in crypto by trusting their assets to a third party. And so I'm with Zerker. Like, man, there's the promise of crypto is DeFi on chain. You control everything. I am completely fine waiting. And sure, if I lose out on 4% annual yield on my XRP that I spent hard, accumulating for a couple more years for the really smart people to figure this out, so I don't have any counterparty risk other than the protocol itself, I'll wait. Sorry, I've worked too hard for my crypto, and I've seen too many people lose so much.
You got to let the dust settle. Let the dust settle for a few years, guys, before you blow it on staking with cocksuckers in back alleys.
What did Lizard King say the other night? Don't be the first, don't be the last.
Exactly.
And I'll say that with Flare too. Everyone's super excited about F assets, wrapping your XRP on Flare. Great. Once it goes live, I'm going to watch. I might mess with it with a little bit of ZERPs, but I'm not putting my whole moon bag on that. No, we're going to let it settle. Like, well, they've tested it. It's on Songbird. Understand all of that. This isn't my first rodeo. Again, I've seen so many people lose so much, and I've worked too hard. We're doing this. I forget who said it. We're doing this probably for our family or someone that we love, right? Yeah. And I'm not going to let someone tempt me with 4% yield. Even what is it? Uphold? They have their transparency page, right, where they say everything's over collateralized. Yep, that's just a marketing page. That is literally just a marketing page. That's how you have to think. You have to care about your ZERPs more than some exchange that's trying to entice. You have to ask, why are they offering me 4%? They want me to put my ZERPs on their exchange for a reason, and I have to assess whether that's worth the risk.
Well, here's another.
Get too preachy.
No, that was fucking. No, it's fucking beautiful because you're doing a public service for the little guy and for the new guys, especially because of your experience. And I'll back you all fucking day, Apex. You've been here longer than most of us. Joe Buddy, he goes, the first company offering 10% APR paid in XRP for staked XRP wins. Yes, they do, but it's a scam. And it's what I mean by that is, first of all, replace the word company with trusted institution. So if a trusted institution, I mean like a big fucking trusted institution. That's why this is such a fucking controversial subject right now, because Uphold is a little guy and they've been known to fuck up. They've had a couple of fuck ups through the years. They're not immune. But the first trusted institution offering 10% APR paid in XRP for staked XRP wins. But here's the thing. You're not letting the dust settle, and 10% is unreasonable. Even though I stated earlier that us OGs have been waiting on 8%, 10%. Fuck yeah. But we got to wait for that dust to settle. Here's the thing though. If you were around during the DAO era where everybody offered 30,000,000% APY, fuck yeah, Klima DAO, fucking Time, Wonderland,
Olympus.
All that shit. What's that?
Olympus DAO.
Olympus DAO. Ohm. Yeah, that shit. We got fucking raked through the coals from it. And it was all because of that carrot. They threw that carrot out there. So shout out to Uphold for doing the 4%. And honestly, more realistically, in real life situation, 4% is good. Compared to traditional banking, 4% murders what banks give you now. So it's really good. But for us crypto guys, we're spoiled as fuck. 4% ain't shit. We just had a 7X on ZBEC. Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, let a couple of years go by, maybe clutch and hold in the fetal position, clutch and hold your ZERPs for a year or two until these fucking, and this is the thing. If you're a patriot and you're like, fuck the banks, fuck the Fed, fuck all this bullshit. No, it's not going away. Fucking BlackRock bought the Panama Canal on Trump's watch. BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, they're not going away. They run and own the new system. So once they start allowing custody and staking, maybe start looking at them, trusting them. And it's a fucked up thing. You'd think Zerk would never say that. I'm a patriot. Don't get me wrong. My heart hurts because of all this fuckery. But at the end of the day, that's probably the safer bet because you're a little guy. You're a fucking flea on the back of the dog with your fucking 10,000 ZERPs or your 100,000 ZERPs or even the big dicks that got 500,000 ZERPs. That's still flea status compared to these bigger guys. So if they're offering custody for people that are of 50,000 or higher or 100,000 or higher, that's going to be one of those things where they're just trying to get our slice of the market. And the chances of them fucking failing are probably pretty small, especially if they're still running and owning the system. But I hate BlackRock. I hate it with a passion because they own everything in the grocery stores and they poison us. They are the deep state. They're the cube of Saturn. But at the end of the day, you have to learn to separate that because these finances are going to be ran by them from here on out. And it's fucked up. But sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, I was
you're right.
I do think like that 5 to 7% yield long term is possible on a DeFi exchange once it's ready. And so
yeah, but that may be the better part of like 1 or 2 years.
Right, correct.
But we're rich by then. You could still slice off some ice cream licks and live a fat ass life waiting on that yield, that protected, secure yield that's hopefully on chain. Sorry, bro. You got me fired up.
That's good. The thing you just have to realize is if an exchange, because we know this from history, you don't need to worry about exchanges that aren't going to lose your money. You need to worry about the exchanges that will lose your money. The problem is exchanges that are going to lose your money and go bankrupt, they don't advertise that. They just go bankrupt and then they freeze your withdrawals and then they have all your money, right? But what we know from the ones that have failed is they've offered 7 to 10%. And the reason why we know after the fact, after the investigations, the reasons why they're able to allow that, FTX, for instance, is because when you put it on the exchange, they then lend out your crypto and make money on your crypto. So even though your account says, hey, I deposited 5,000 XRP into FTX, when you see it on their website, it's like that is just like they're gooey. They're like, yeah, we owe you 5,000. But what do they do with that 5,000 XRP or whatever crypto? They put it on exchanges and lend it out and leverage against it so that they make money and then they return some of that money to you. So when you see returns that high, you have to ask yourself, how are they able to offer me 10% yield? Probably it's because then when you deposit it there, it doesn't stay there. They lend it out. And so then when their deals go bad and they have to freeze assets, it's because they've lent out your money and they don't have your crypto anymore. That's why Celsius had to freeze. That's why BlockFi had to freeze assets, because the money wasn't there. It was gone. They lent it out. And so that's what you have to think about if you want to protect your crypto.
Right. So the sharding aspect of Uphold, which is much like Ledger, the sharding aspect isn't what you should be concerned about. It's more knowing that they still do fractionalized banking, but it's digital now because it's all crypto based. They're still going to fractionally lend your shit out and then freeze if they can't report assets or whatever, the audits and things. So structurally, fundamentally, the risks are high. That's beautiful, bro. Thanks for breaking that down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucking scary though.
Why DeFi potentially is better, I'm not saying it is now, is DeFi holds the promise that if you were to lend out your crypto in a DeFi protocol, it's locked into your wallet. Typically, it's wrapped in a liquidity pool. And so what determines that contract is mathematically verifiable using the smart contract, right? So you're not versus when you put it on an exchange, it's basically a pinky promise between you and the exchange saying they're not going to lose your money.
Yep.
Is essentially what you're doing. When you do it on DeFi protocol, potentially, I'm not saying do this now. I can't advocate for that now, but the promise of crypto is instead you're trusting math and computer code, right? Now you still have the risk of, hey, is there a potential someone could exploit it? Or is there a backdoor? All of those things still play into effect, but the difference is you're trusting math and computer code versus the intentions of people. right? And history would prove one is over better than the other. And that's the promise of crypto. That's one of the promises of crypto is we don't have to inherently trust another human because humans are evil and self-interested and make bad choices. Instead, we can trust computer code with our finances and we can all live a more prosperous life. And that's better for everybody.
Well, the example of history, FTX, like you look at like Uphold, and some of you might be hoping that it'll get so big that it can't fail because it's backed by Ripple and backed all the shit. I'm not talking shit about Uphold. I'm just saying, be aware, let the dust settle for a little while. But you look at FTX, their fucking logo was literally on like fucking fortune
Super Bowl
cookies. And it was on Super Bowl commercials. It was on the fucking umpires' uniforms during all like they used their entire fucking propaganda fucking machine to push FTX, and it was bigger than you could ever imagine.
Oh man, FTX.
Yeah.
The FTX logo was superimposed at the back of the pitcher's mound during an MLB game.
Bro,
I mean, come on.
That was a rug pull from the gate, and they planned it all out.
Yeah.
And they fucked everybody.
And here's a what was marketed as a safe crypto exchange, right? Sam Bankman-Fried was in meetings with Maxine Waters on Capitol Hill, with Gary Gensler.
Yep.
Right? Oh, here's the guy that's trying to do it by the books, right? And interestingly, like, and it was donating to politicians. Interestingly,
Liar.
they knew he was donating to politicians, probably customers' money, but strange how the investigation never went anywhere. They just threw him in jail, but they didn't want to talk about, you know, the politicians that received that money or them having to give it back. Strange how that narrative died, right? But yeah, it's things
Real
are
quick.
not always what they seem. If there's one thing that I've gathered from this channel in this time, things are not always what they seem. You might need to look a little bit deeper, right? And ask the harder question to protect yourself and your family.
Well, here's to the tune. Here's another subject. Another thing I just thought of is that accumulation, where we can still accumulate technically. It's slowed down vastly now, but we can still accumulate now. But once this starts happening, it'll get to a point where you've only got so much. You have to hang on to whatever reserves you got for the rest of your life. And so like that, I read this thing earlier from Time Traveler earlier, talking about the biggest mistakes happen in the first 30 minutes. I think we should span it out. I think the biggest mistakes happen within the first 2 years, or at least the first year. So the first year, slow your ass the fuck down. Sit the fuck down and slow the fuck down when this starts happening. You know what I mean? Within reason.
Take a lesson from small businesses. Most of them fell in the first year. Don't be a small business.
Yep. There's no reason to jump into fucking some sort of project. There's no reason to jump into some fucking business. There's no reason, like, you can go on, like, you can gallivant. If we just looked at it. Shit. Nerdy just told us they literally price fagged us. CME Group price fagged the community on stage at XRP Ledger Las Vegas at $5,400 a coin. They price fagged us. You got 10,000 ZERFs. You got $54 million fucking dollars. Yeah. You could take 1 or 2 or 5 million and go fuck off and go to Greece, bring your family on Disneyland vacations, whatever the fuck you want to do. You can still slice off and have a good life, but you don't have to fucking drop 10 million on an apartment complex or 20 million on a fucking warehouse, or like, you don't do all that shit yet, because there'll be ways to make money, but you gotta let that dust settle. But I'm sure I'm sure as fuck is gonna go buy I'm gonna go buy some Wagyu, some steak. And like,
no, I'm glad you said that, Zerk. No, I'm glad you said that, because one of the thought processes I had was, you know, let's say you get, you know, let's say my personal whatever situation grows to where I can afford a $20 million or $10 million apartment complex that's got 200 doors. That's an instantly cash flowable business, but you don't have to liquidate all your XRP for the 10 million to buy the property. You can get a mortgage on the property using your XRP as collateral, right? Get your cash flow, pay your mortgage, make what, 10, 20, 30 grand a month, and you still have your XRP. And then if things go bad, you declare bankruptcy, let the apartment complex go back to the bank or to somebody else, but you still have your 10 million in XRP. And that's what all the elites do.
Amen. Amen. And there might even be an easier way to where you don't have to be an on-site like lord, like what do you call it, landlord or whatever, like the owner, where you're not dealing with it on site personally. But let's say you have 200 doors or even 20 doors, you can hire a maintenance guy. But what I'm saying is like that's a lot of stress dealing with payroll, fucking.
That's a lot.
The mortgage and stuff like you don't even need to fucking get into all that. You can just let the dust settle for. I'm not shooting your idea down. That's traditional, which is good. Getting into a business, getting something that cash flows. But at the end of the day, you could easily cash flow with, let's say the dust starts settling, and instead of uphold at 4%, let's say we got fucking like the fucking government, U.S. government is literally 2.5% or 3%. It's a little bit less than uphold, but it's a little bit more secure. Let's say they start offering something through the Federal Reserve or something like that. They offer something a little bit more structured, a little bit more fucking secure. And you don't you see what I'm saying? Like you could do things where you don't have to get all the loans.
Absolutely.
And all the shit. Yeah,
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
dude, I think there's going to be multiple streams of income come in while you sleep. It's not just one or two things. It's going to be multitudes. So 20, 30 grand a month. We have no idea how big this is going to be. This is going to be hundreds of thousands coming in per month.
A month. Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be nuts.
No, we will be able to, I mean, as 68J would say, dare to dream again. We would be able to, if everything goes the way we've researched, the way it's been predicted, blah, 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 that we as personal individuals can structure our business model, whatever, to preserve wealth and basically have a NBA salary for life.
Yeah.
And I say that because there was this one basketball player whose cars I used to detail back in the day, and his contract worked out to, now in the NBA you get paid per game, same in the NFL or MLB, you get paid per game that you play. But if you break it down per month or per week, this guy was making 300 grand a month. So I think the potential is there for us. Obviously not in sports, but just in doing certain things. And I kind of picture us being like a Dave Portnoy type of dude where he amassed some money, sold it, sold the business, bought it back, sold it again, whatever. But at the end of the day, he can make a $4 million bet because he likes to gamble on XRP or on ZBEC or on whatever he's talking about at the time. He can win, he could lose, but you're playing with that much money at any given week. That it just opens up so many doors for so many opportunities for so many other things. And I know the way I'm talking now, a lot of people are listening like, what the hell is he talking about? That's bullshit. But that's how the other half of us play around, because they got a lot of money. And I don't need that much money, but I just need to be comfortable and I need my peace.
Right. You need to feel like a man. I mean, not to like disrespect you crypto queens out there, all you ladies, but like you need to feel like a man. You need to keep operating, working for yourself and your family. You need to feel like you have purpose. So I understand getting into business and stuff. It's just my personal thing is like, fuck the debt slave shit. I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to fucking wake up for appointments. I don't want to do any of that shit. I'd rather make money while I sleep with my own investments. But I can still do that doing it the traditional way through real estate and stuff, as long as I have enough money to be able to pay payroll, pay the maintenance guy, pay everything. So where all I'm doing is receiving checks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I'm hearing you say, Berserker, is, when you moon or you get, you have a bunch of capital that appreciates, right? Don't immediately, tap into the lifestyle creep, right?
Nope.
Look at where you're living right now. And if you're in debt, hey, what is it? If you're drowning in debt or whatever it is, hey, what debt can I pay off immediately? What would I need to live like comfortably with good food? And, if you've got kids, childcare, whatever, if you need a car, like a reasonable car, not like a Rolls.
Yeah, but a reasonable car right now, a brand new car is like 50 grand, 60 grand.
Yeah.
That's a nice fucking car.
Yeah. So take out like what your current lifestyle is now and like sit on that for 2 years, right? Take out how much you would need to, again, if you're in a really bad job, you know, and you're like, that's killing you. Say, hey, I can quit my job. I'm going to take out the money I will need for the next 2 years so that I don't have to worry about that. Let the dust settle, right? Then come up with a plan. What a lot of people do, or what I've seen people who've like won the lottery and stuff, what they do is immediately they go to, oh, I need a bigger house, but not just a bigger house, like a much bigger house. I'm going to buy a boat. I'm going to buy 3 cars. I've always wanted a Lamborghini, right? So immediately you jump to the lifestyle improvements, right? And I think what I'm hearing you say is, man, just focus on what you need to thrive as a good human being, right? And park there just for a little bit, right? And then spend some time actually thinking about like what direction you want to go. That's what I'm hearing you say.
Bro, well said. Well said. And it's like, furthermore, it will also help you go like soft ghost. So you're not fully ghosting. You're not dual. You're not going into the fucking forest and disappearing forever. I once thought about that. Shout out Duel. I love you. But what I'm saying is you soft ghost. So you could be that Big Lebowski. You could be that motherfucker in Kroger drinking a fucking like half and half out of and in the aisle with your fucking bathrobe on. But what I'm saying is you can go fuck around all day. You can be retired. You can have fun, do whatever. But you're normal Joe for all intents and purposes. So you're soft ghosting. You're blending into your surroundings. I'll rock a $60,000 Toyota for fucking the next 2 years all day. I don't need a fucking Lambo. I can't even fit into a Lambo. You know what I mean? I'll rock a 4Runner for the next 2 years. Who gives 2 fucks? Everything will be, dude, I'm used to like lower middle class tweaker projects. I'm used to putting my own stereo systems into my beater ass Crown Vic or my fucking grandpa's old truck or something like that. I love the tweaker projects. So I'm going to stay busy with those. I'll just have a shop to do it in.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk cars real quick about what you just said, Zerk?
Run it, Jazzy.
Okay.
Run it.
So buying a freaking Lamborghini is cool, and you can run it and you can drive it and it'll be all good. The maintenance on that car is so ridiculous. If you had that car for 5 years and drove it every day, you would spend more on maintenance for that car than you would for the car. And when you have to change the oil, yeah, you can, especially on the Murcielago from 15 years ago, you have to, I don't know, drop the whole motor out just to do maintenance. So no, that's a non-starter for me.
Oh, there's ways around it though. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, if you wanted to buy a car that's kind of like flashy, get a Porsche.
But even that's even a newish Porsche is going to run you 100,000, 200,000.
Oh no! But if you buy the older Porsches, it might be even more expensive. But the maintenance is so much cheaper. Yeah. So that's just on that. So yeah, your point being.
Well, it's like sunglasses. Like the fucking sunglass market is taken over by Luxottica. Luxottica does all the major brands like Oakley, Ray-Ban. Luxottica owns all of it. It's the same concept with cars. You buy a Ferrari or whatever the fuck. I could be wrong about this, but you buy a Ferrari or a fucking Lamborghini or whatever. The parts are like Audi, or the parts are like Toyota. It's like Denso.
Yep.
Yeah. And so you could get cheap parts, but you got to be savvy. But if you're a rich dude that doesn't want to fuck around and go hunt for the off-brand or the parts without the Lamborghini branding, you're not doing that as a rich guy. You're spending the $30,000 to get your brakes fixed. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right, because a lot of parts on Lamborghinis are Audi parts. For instance, if you were to buy the Lamborghini Urus or the Bentley Balenciaga, those are the SUV platforms, they're based on the Audi Q7. So you might as well have an Audi Q7.
Well, isn't Audi, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Audi Ford? So it boils down to a main big three. It either is Japanese,
so. No. Audi's
Korean or American. That's it.
Yeah, Audi's owned by Audi, Lamborghini, and Bentley are owned by Volkswagen currently.
VW. See what I'm saying? But it boils down to a big three, and then VW is fucking. Is that Daimler Chrysler? Is that Mercedes?
No. No, not currently.
Jeep Eagle, Ford Jeep Eagle. Isn't that Ford? Daimler Chrysler is Dodge. No, Dodge Jeep Eagle. Daimler, Dodge, Mercedes is all that. That's one family.
Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler is owned by Stellantis.
Yeah, so
Mercedes Benz, I don't know what umbrella they're under, if anything, but Mercedes after like 1992, 95 was under the umbrella of Dodge Chrysler. And that's when Mercedes went to shit as far as a car company.
Yeah,
so if I were to buy a Mercedes right now, I'd buy pre-95.
Bro, I'm going all
Any
Toyota.
Mercedes.
I'm going all Toyota or Honda for the rest of my life.
Here's what.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Except for Grandpa's old truck. I'm old school GM. Small block Chevy. What do you know about that small block Chevy? Goddamn. Small block Chevy. Sorry.
What is that? The 305 D8? Go ahead.
Yep. Sorry,
say, the way I think about cars is unless you're buying a true collector car that you're not going to drive, that potentially can appreciate. The way I think about it is any car I buy it's a liability. It's not an asset, right? And so that's going to be whether you're going to be driving a Lambo or a Jeep or a Toyota. So for me, it's if I'm going to drop, like, just to use Zerker's example, we moon and I want to get a new Toyota, I'm going to spend $60,000 on a 4Runner, right? A new 4Runner or whatever.
I think those are like 90 now, bro. A 4Runner is sought after.
Yeah,
you might be able to get a brand new Camry for like 60.
So for me, this is just me. I better, like, if I'm going to take money out of crypto, appreciating asset, and put it into a liability that as soon as I drive it away, it's going to just depreciate, right? I'm looking at maybe 0.5% of my capital. So if I have $100,000 in crypto and I'm like, woohoo, I'm going to buy a $60,000 car. Well, I'm going to take away 60% of my potential upside for the future, right? Now, if I have $1 million in crypto, that's only what? That's like 0.6%. I'm going to take out 60 grand from $1 million, right? Because I want a car. That's how I kind of think about it. But again, I'm not like a super car enthusiast. I have a car and I want a reliable car. I'm with you, Zerk. Toyotas, they just run forever. In my
fucking run forever, bro.
Toyotas.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Like,
when I think of it,
get me around, I'm not looking to buy a Lambo or a Rolls Royce. The other thing too, that if we really do moon, man, I don't know about you, but I'm not putting XRP on my license plate. I'm not putting crypto on my license plate. I'm not driving a Rolls Royce around town to broadcast that I'm rich. Now, again, people might feel different about that, right?
No. Apex, real quick.
Oh, that guy, he made his money in crypto. And I don't know if you've heard about this too, but there are some, what do they call them? Wrench attacks, where people are actually getting abducted because people know they've made money in crypto and they're being kidnapped with a wrench to give up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Right.
Okay, so
real quick here. So if XRP goes from $2.10 to $5,400 a coin, what do you think the public's going to do when they see that? They're going to go to YouTube. They're going to go to Google. They're going to find these people who've been talking about XRP for years on YouTube channels. They're going to figure out, not everybody, but there's going to be some crazy psychopath that's going to be like, oh, I wonder if I can figure out where that guy lives so I can abduct him because he's got $500 million in crypto, right? So all of this for me, again, if we go from $2 to $5,400, you got to not just talk about preserving your wealth, you got to think about protecting yourself. Right?
No, absolutely.
A lot of people aren't thinking about that.
No, and I would tell you this: as far as putting XRP on my license plate, and I've already thought about this a couple years ago. If I did this, I would get XRP1 or whatever, but my car would be a 1998 Honda Civic, just to be funny.
Bro, that shit's fire as fuck, bro. Yeah, I'm getting fixer uppers. Maybe not the brand new fucking 4Runner. Maybe do like a new used Toyota, have a shop, clean it up, get like 2 or 3 of them, different ones. And that would equal the 60,000. You know what I mean? You can go buy a fucking 10-year-old Camry, a 5-year-old Camry that like maybe had a little damage done to it.
Keep the damage.
Grand.
And
yeah, 10 grand, 15 grand.
Like, you've just got to assess it for yourself. But I think it's worth thinking about. Like,
oh no, you're right, like, Apex. You're right.
Moon, what's your strategy? What's like, because it's like when people strike the lottery, everyone tries to figure out who that person is, right? And where they live and where they can get access to them. And people are going to call your phone. They're going to email you. They're going to show up at your house. They're going to figure out where you drive. And again, my strategy is a lot different because I'm married and I've got kids. If I was just like a lone wolf, like it was just me, my strategy would be a lot different. But I got to think about, you know,
you got
people around me. And all of us have to think about the people around us too. If you wake up and XRP is $5,400, holy crap, you better be ghosting and getting your life together.
People say that a man that's got nothing to lose is the most dangerous. I totally disagree. Like with me, everybody's got something to lose. Everybody had, like with me, I don't have any kids. I have no kids. I'm not married. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not as dangerous as Apex when his kids or his family are threatened. Apex will kill your ass. He'll gut your family cat and splay it over your fucking car. So when you go out in the morning, like there is no hell hath no fury, but a father like threatened. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't fuck around. So that's real shit.
I may not do the cat thing, but for real, I will end the threat.
I'll give you ideas. I'll help you do it
quickly. If
I'll help you do
my
it.
family.
Yeah, it's over, bro. Ain't no, you there's no match for a dad that's threatened. And that's a big deal. So, but at the end of the day, bro, I think the dust settling is the common denominator here. Let your ass fucking calm down when this happens so you could calculate what your next move is.
Yes.
Period. Safely.
No, you're absolutely right.
We're going to be invited to so many fucking shindigs, guys, when this goes. Like we talk about it, it's all big game now.
To decline most of them.
Most of them. Right, amen. And
wait,
one.
Wait, treat it like a Diddy party.
Along the lines of those, along the
I've
line
been saying the people I want to hang out with is the people right here. Why?
Yeah.
Because these were the people that believed with me when no one did.
Been around for years, talking shit in the trenches. Amen.
So like someone
what did Papa say?
Talk to me or hang out with me or invite me because I saw what no one saw 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Like screw you.
Bro, I want to eat your mom's hot dish. I want to have some casserole.
Talk to my here. You can talk to my publicist. Great, and I'll give you a statement. Right?
Your assistant.
I want to hang out when we move. It's this crew, the people that believe, that saw what I could see, right? That saw with us that no one else saw and said I was crazy, said I was going to lose all my money, said I was insane, right? Like, this is the crew I want to hang with.
Treat it like executed Biden auto pen. Everything's auto penned. They get an auto message. Papa, what'd you say, bro? You were saying something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking about, you were talking about the cars. Everybody talking about the cars, and I've heard quite a few people talking about, oh, I'm gonna get a helicopter. I'm gonna get a helicopter. You better think about. I'm an ex-mechanic, a helicopter mechanic. You better be thinking about the maintenance on that bad boy. It's ferocious.
Don't get. Damn it, Papa! You don't get Jazzy started, bro. He's an aviation guy. Don't even start. We're done, bro. We're 2 hours, 30 minutes in. I love you guys. Fuck this.
Let's call it.
Let's call it.
I agree.
Well, I'll keep it open in the back. You guys want to join us and talk shop in the backstage? The link's in the chat. We love you. Sorry about that. I gotta pee. I gotta pee bad.
No, go.
All right. So links in the chat, guys. Come join us. We love you guys. We hope you have a good day. And then if you need anything, or you need any answers, questions answered, or you want to talk shit or whatever, there's a link in the chat. Come join us after. I'm going to go ahead and run this. Have a happy Sunday. Moon is on the horizon. Later, guys.
Shout out to the chat.
Later.
See ya.
Better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option. But to get these drops got drops on drops and they coming in fast. And it's been a long journey, just thankful for the chance. Haters in the comments, no pop, they mad. I remember when I got in, only wanted a few stacks. But you can never have enough, keep adding ZRPs to the stash. And however this thing go, I'm just hoping we free some souls. The richest ducks in Babylon, to found my way in ghosts. Swimming in a pond of wealth as that liquidity flows. As the story goes, better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option but to get these drops in. Better better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option. Hey, but to get these throw them ballots on chain, they can't rig it no more. We don't want these chemicals, we don't want these GMOs, we don't want this government dope. Let our children all go, cause it's drop by drop, that's all we got. So stay planting them seeds and collect your crops, cause what you put your mind to, they can't stop. We once slaved away, now we punching off that clock. And it's BYOB, be your own boss. Better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option but to get these drops in. Better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option but to get these drops in. Drops out, got that newfound wealth. Mansion got a house got a new townhouse. We flipping switches, glitches, someone write that down. From glitches in the riches, went down the ghost route. Yacht with a spot, flying spaceship inbound. UFO can't see it and it don't make a sound. We always rose above when they try to hold us down. On that ripple, nipple, dripple, getting drops right now. Better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option but to get these drops in. Better get these drops in. Shouldn't have no other option but to get these drops in.
Coffee time with Berserker and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is Berserker.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.
Jackpot, bitch! Mainnet, bitch! I'm rich, bitch! Millionaire, bitch! Billionaire, bitch! Trillionaire, bitch! Quadrillionaire, bitch! 50,000x, bitch! 100,000x, motherfucker! Ching ching, motherfucker! Slice and dice, bitch! Unlimited and boundless prosperity and riches is coming your way now. It's coming your way, motherfuckers! Get ready!